Hello everyone, it's been a minute since I've live streamed and I want to be able to make sure everything's working, so make sure to let me know down in the chat below, in the live chat and everything. God, it's been a minute. Just let me know if everything's working well, you can hear me, if everything looks good, if you guys can see Yoshi and his throne, and if he's looking good, let me know that all in the chat and all that's the good stuff, and we'll jump right in to the drama. Let's talk about the drama. There's been a lot of drama that's happened since I live streamed last time, and I haven't been making a ton of drama videos. I mean, yes, I got my standard drama videos that I was doing, and I'm continuing, and I'm coming to a close. I want to get those in playlists, because some people want to go back and rewatch everything. So I want to be able to go back and get everything else, so yes. We can hear you, and yes, we can see Yoshi. Good to know. Thank you very much. Anyways, thank you for, I think Queen Lee? Yes, became a level 1 support for this month. Thank you very much, Queen Lee. I feel like you were a member before. Maybe you had to renew it or something like that, but thank you very much for becoming a member. Hopefully, you use the green name in the chat responsibly. Thank you for becoming a level 1 support. Thank you for becoming a member. We are back to doing live streams again. I want to do live streams almost every single day if I can, but if you've noticed recently, I've been uploading videos every other day. So, like, every 2 days, there'll be a new upload, you know, or... yeah, there's a day break in between each upload. I want to live stream in those day breaks, but it's a little difficult because, as you guys know, I have a big video coming out soon, which I will talk about, which ties to drama. So again, the name of this video, there's going to be a lot of drama to talk about, but you guys let me know in the chat, what drama do you guys want me to talk about, and I will discuss it here. There is something that people might want me to discuss. I guess I can discuss why I won't really discuss it much, because it sounds like a couple of people being petty and crying over my opinion. But I want to actually talk about actual drama, stuff that is more constructive than, you know, whatever else is going on. But anyways, I'm going to read the chats a couple times. Thank you everyone for joining in. We have over 100 members. This is awesome. Joining the chat. Awesome. Great. Not members, viewers. Thank you, Queen Lee. Prime, yes, you're always going to be a member on this channel. I feel like I'm always going to see your name as green. Thank you so much. Pineapple on pizza drama. Yeah, I don't like pineapple on pizza. That's just me, though. I mean, I like chicken on pizza and Canadian bacon and all this other good stuff, you know. That's kind of what I like, so that's that. Where's the Nogla pick? Where's the Nogla pick? I think it's right there on the ground. Ain't gonna go fish for it for right now. But, hey, if we don't have Vanos in the chat, why is even the Nogla picture present, you know? Nogla picture is only gonna be present for that. Green Origin, thank you for becoming a member. Level 1 support. Hopefully you see the green name in the chat responsibly. Thank you for becoming a level 1 support, and welcome to becoming a member on this channel. But yes, yeah, if Vanos isn't, you know, in the chat, no Nogla picture, okay? That's a new rule. Not to try to get him to come over here, but let's keep it rare, okay? Just so like that one day when I do it, people are gonna be like, oh my god, you know. That's why. Got my water. Make sure you're drinking water and everything. Some people are asking how do you become a member. You hit the join button. It's right next to the subscribe button. If you already click subscribe, well then it turns like dark gray, and then you can click the notification bell, or you can hit the join button. And hit the join button. There's like different tiers. I think it's $2, $5, $10, $15, or does it jump up, or $20? I don't know. It goes up a certain amount. I don't know, but I set it up a long time ago. All right, that's how you do it. Can you react to alpha beta? That would be cool to do. I might do that. I mean, if that's something that people really want to see, I might be able to do that. So yeah. Could you talk about the beef between Conor McGregor and his ankle? That's a good one. I wanted to bring that up too. That's crazy. He broke his ankle? He sprained his ankle? What the hell happened? That's so weird. So, I have a good friend named Blake Chambers. Some of you guys might know him if you're over from the Discord. He's even been in a couple podcasts of mine on the channel and all this other stuff. Well, the thing about that is that... I think he's a fan of Conor McGregor, but he's just a big fan of the sport in general. And he's so glad he did not watch the pay-per-view. And so many people are like, yeah, never buy the pay-per-view because of crap like this that happens. Always just stream it, okay? Don't pay for it. Don't pay for the pay-per-view. But maybe, I don't know. I thought it was, I watched a glimpse of the fight, not much. I think they were playing it at a bar, and I saw it, and I was like, oh no, and I checked my phone, and the internet was blowing up about it. I was like, wow, that was crazy. Definitely sprained his ankle. I don't know if he broke it or sprained it. I didn't check out what the specifics were with his ankle. I know he hurt it, so he quote-unquote lost the fight. They'll have another fight, though. It's not that big of a deal. When did you start your channel? I started my channel clear back in 2015. Before that, I had a channel from early 2014. And then I started a new channel, which was this channel, in 2015, and I've been going ever since. Granted, I wasn't as big back then, but you can still look at some of my old cringy videos. You know, some of them I should take down, but I just keep up because it is what it is. Heart Problems, $4 super chat. What do you prefer for starters, flour or honey? What do you prefer for starters, flour or honey? Huh. Or flour or honey. I thought you said flowers. My bad. I'm sorry. What are you talking about? I have no idea what that's referring to. I'm sorry. Honey's good. It never goes bad. What would you say if I made a little reference to you in a game? In a game? What do you mean? What's your favorite game? My favorite game... this turned into a Q&A. I'll get into the drama in just a second. Let me answer like just a couple more questions and then I'll get going. What's your favorite game? My favorite game... Probably Tetris. I like the old school games. I like Galaga, Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, the basic stuff. Any game that I can... yeah, pretty much any game I could play with friends, I'd be fine with. But I like Tetris. That's kind of like a solo game. But yeah. Have you ever thought about boxing? And if so, who would you want to box? And why it can be either YouTube or TikTok? Okay. So, if I did box, I would box Keemstar. I've already said this before. I'd box Keemstar. I wouldn't box Omrecker because it hasn't really, like, Omrecker doesn't, like, sit here and sling insults at me and doesn't act petty. Omrecker is actually quite professional, granted all of his unprofessional acts before, but he's always treated me somewhat professional, besides, like, a DM or two that I think he was acting a little immature. I wouldn't want to box Omrecker. I mean, I would take the offer, but Keemstar would be the one I want to box. He's the one that's been slinging the insults, and he thinks he's almighty and all top, and I feel like I can easily beat him in a fight. I mean, he's an old man. Come on, I can whoop him easily. I mean, it's pretty obvious. So, Negan is back. Negan, I thought you would have fled to another channel by now, dropping your bombs for super chats. Here's a $100 super chat. Unfortunately, I can't stay for the stream, but I wanted to send you a little something. Thank you so much. It's a little bit more than a little something. That right there might go towards my new car because there's a lot of work that needs to be put on my new car. And if you guys don't know, any people who've been watching me for a while, I just got a car recently. Finally. And it's because of Negan and all these other people who started donating super chats from like the last month or two. You guys have been absolutely crazy. At the end of May and all throughout June, you guys have been donating so much where you guys have literally helped me insure myself to be able to get another vehicle, which I haven't had a vehicle for about a year and a half because I was involved in a car accident. With my ex at the time, and it wasn't my fault. I was the one driving, but it wasn't my fault. It was someone else who pulled out in front of us in the highway, and I almost T-boned the person. Luckily, I just hit the back bumper, and I skid to the side of the road. My ex at the time had to go to the hospital, and then I was just so fueled up with rage that my first car is now totaled. And it was completely totaled. And for a year and a half, I've been trying to save money, but with COVID hitting shortly, or right during that time, it was hard for me to find another job, especially in the place that I live, but I managed to find a couple jobs, but they just weren't keeping up with me wanting to save. I always had bills I had to pay off and all this other stuff. And then YouTube hit, and then this sort of gave me everything. So yeah, the car that I ended up getting now is a 1985 C4 Corvette. It's a V8. And it's so fun to ride. It's an older car, so like you don't hop in it and have your Bluetooth and your heated seats and all this stuff, but it's an older car, and I'm more of a car guy, so I really appreciate what car it is. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I have a car now, and don't worry, me, the ex, we ended up being fine. There was no serious injuries from the accident, and the other person wasn't hurt as well. They were driving actually a bigger vehicle, so they were more protected. But yeah, because of you guys being able to support the channel and send in the super chats, which, by the way, the most super chats I've ever gotten in a month, which was the month of June. And I think it's because of Negan and all you other people who decided to donate super chats. I know Queen Lee has donated a couple and stuff like that. Prime being a member and everyone else wanting to become members on this channel. You guys are really, really supporting me and able for me to like get a car. And when I get a car, I talk to my friends and my family and my distant family who are really proud of me for that. And it's because of you guys why I'm able to sit here and do all of that. Kind of a long speech. I don't want to get all soppy here because we're here to talk about drama, but I just wanted to thank you guys for everything that you guys are doing there. But yeah, anyways, moving on with it. Reinforce the frame if possible, TJV. Yeah. This Corvette's only my second vehicle, but I better reinforce as much of the vehicle as possible just in case I get in another accident. It doesn't total the vehicle and I have to wait another year and a half to get another car. So someone said, please tell me you're done with Ohm. Honestly, guys, there's nothing else to talk about Ohm Wrecker, and that's one of the things I wanted to bring up in the live stream is, no, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse more than I already have. Yes, I will admit, maybe I've beat a dead horse several times about Ohm. You could say I'm going to do it about the Louie thing once I cover more of the document. People could say I'm beating a dead horse, whatever. But every video I made about Ohm Wrecker, I thought, okay, yeah, this would be a good point to bring up about Ohm Wrecker and prove the points I've brought up before. Like, if I said Ohm Wrecker acts sometimes childish in DMs, I can prove that with my own DMs, and I can't go over, you know, I don't like making 20, 30 minute plus videos. I like keeping them short, you know, 10 minutes or below if possible. So I made like 2 parts of our DMs, part 1 and part 2. But other people said, hey, you're milking the drama. You're making several videos about Ohm Wrecker. Okay, you can say that I am. And I honestly don't care. But in my eyes, I'm seeing it, okay, yeah, this is a good way for me to sit here and do that. I'm not talking about Ohm going forward. There's nothing else to talk about Ohm. What is there to talk about Ohm? He might say something during one of his live streams, but if it's not really worthy to make a video about, I won't make a video. So if you see another video about Ohm Wrecker in the future, just know that, you know, it probably is worth watching, and I'm trying to bring up a good point about it. But other than that, though, I won't. Even Keemstar, which is one of the points I wanted to get about in this live stream, is that Keemstar sat here and, you know, brought up the Vanos Crew drama and said he was going to do another part. Did he ever do another part? Did he ever talk about it again during one of his drama alerts? I don't think so. He said he was going to follow up with it, and he never did. But I bet his excuse right now is, oh, don't worry, we have our guys working behind the scenes and stuff like that. No, he didn't. Yo, he did it. So I don't know. I'm not going to throw accusations out there or anything like that, but I've heard some people online, especially in my YouTuber chats, my drama chat in my Discord. I have one single chat where you can talk about all the YouTube drama. I heard a couple people in there say he's scared and afraid to make another video, or maybe there's just nothing to report on. He didn't find anything, and maybe that the Vanos Crew are more right than wrong, and what he was hoping for didn't come out, so he never made another drama alert. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see. But we'll have to wait and see, obviously. But yeah, talking about the Ohm Wrecker thing, I'm not going to be making more videos, commentary videos about Ohm Wrecker. There's still one more video about Ohm Wrecker that I need to finish, and that's the Ohm Wrecker versus Justice League, or Justice League versus Ohm Wrecker video, whatever you want to call it. That video I'm still working on, but once you guys see it, you guys will know it's just for entertainment. It's not really drama related. I mean, You could say that the Avengers versus Mini-Lad videos were drama related or whatever. Yes, it sparked from the drama, and that's where people were like, oh my god, they had put the Vanos crew versus that. But if you just look at it, it's actually really fun to watch. People still go back to watch the Avengers versus Mini-Lad Part 1 and Part 3 because Part 2 got taken down by Disney. And it actually came unblocked for a little bit, so some people were able to go watch it, and it jumped the views up really high, and then it got blocked again. So that video would have been millions in the millions of views right now if it never got blocked, because that video was insane. This one, I'm going to try to ensure my best that it doesn't get blocked, and if it just so happens to get blocked, I will leave a link to it to another website that's not on YouTube, and it won't get blocked for sure. But, yeah, that's sort of the whole thing that I'm wanting to do. Thank you, Zombie Fox. I'm glad you're being nice and respectful here on my stream, but over on Sen's premiere and your own videos, you like to really call me out. But over here, you're trying to be nice and respectful. Thank you for being respectful over here. I appreciate it. Anyways, moving on. So yeah, my Justice League versus Homewrecker video, that will be coming. I want to release it this Friday so badly. I want to, guys. I want to release it so badly. Thing is if I release it this Friday, it won't be complete. Like, it looks good. There's all the faces are there. It's color corrected. The lighting on the faces like works and everything like that. I mean, I'll pull up my real quick, I'll pull up the trailer and I will show you guys, because some people didn't understand that at first when I was talking about it. They were like, you know, the lighting, you're doing special effects. How do you do special effects? You're just putting a face over the Justice League movie. It's a little bit more than that. So if you're watching this, try to skip to it. Obviously, Kelly's face is color corrected to fit the scene. Like, the colors match. The black values match the black values. The light values matches the light values in there. Everything's lined up, okay? But when you click here, and we're going to have to watch this in slow-mo and to be able to see it. If you're watching this slowly, Delirious's face lights up when it comes down. And that isn't, like, easy. I ain't, like, just turning the brightness up randomly and then turning it back down. That's me going in and like seeing, okay, the brightest part of the scene has to be the brightest part of where like the stuff is near the light. So his mask is right near the light and I have to brighten that up. So again, there is a ton of stuff like that where I'm sitting here color correcting. It looks great. All that stuff is done. All the special effects are done. The thing that I'm adding in now is all the ADR, the voices, you know, going through the Vanos crew's content, Homewrecker's content to try to find voices that match up with what the characters are saying and make a story out of it. And I gotta say, it's pretty good. Koda puts man watching Corridor Crew. Yeah, I mean, Corridor Crew does a lot of filmmaking, special effects type thing, and I've been watching them for years and all, but this is like basic lighting, video production stuff you'll end up learning in school and stuff like that. So, yeah, that stuff is, that stuff's going to be pretty cool, and I think you guys are really, really going to appreciate it. It's going to be more than 15 minutes long, so I'm going to premiere it. It's going to be almost like a movie premiere. I might, you know, have to get a red carpet, invite the Vanos crew if they want to dress up for the red carpet premiere of their Justice League movie. We'll try to invite Ohm, see if he will show up, but we'll have to wait and see what that is. Trev, have you have yet to get Louie's side of the story. Okay, so let's talk about the Louie story real quick. So, I'm covering the Google Doc, you know, the famous Google Doc that Cyan created, and there's a bunch of victim stories and evidence all within this Google document, and it's pretty much sitting here saying that Louie is a bad guy. He's done horrible things and treated women pretty badly. I would love to get Louie's side of the story. It just so happens when I made my first video talking about it, where I don't really talk much about my opinion except towards the end of the video, Louie doesn't come over to my chats anymore. And I tried adding him about that whole laser tag thing, and he didn't really react to it. And it makes me feel like he's not really using Twitter much. I would try to send him a DM, but I don't know exactly where I would send him a DM. I would be fine to getting Louie's side of the story, but I mean, would he even want to talk to me? Is he might view me the same way Allrecker views me, as just some biased kid, and I ain't even gonna want to hear his side of the story. But again, they might view me as biased. Like, if I feel like, okay, you definitely did say this before, and they're like, oh, no, you got to understand, I wasn't saying that. And like, but you did say this, they're going to call me biased anyways. I don't know. I'd be fine with getting Louie's side of the story, though, if he just so happened to had a way for me to get a hold of him. But I'm just like you guys. I'm just viewers. How does a regular viewer get a hold of Louie? Tweet at him? I'll try it. I'll try it. But yeah, I mean, I would love for like me to look at the rest of the Google document and get all my research. And if I think that Louie's in the wrong from that, I would sit down and see Louie's side of the story and see if it contradicts anything that I viewed in the Google Doc. And if he brought up anything, any evidence or a side of the story that wasn't explained prior and it seems believable, then me and all of us that are watching would be able to sit here and see what we feel. Do we feel like he's telling the truth? Do we feel like he's not? Does he have evidence? Does the evidence counter what the evidence has been shown prior? And yeah, I would like to sit here and do that. And I would try to be very, understandable of what he's trying to say. I'd give him the chance to be able to explain all of this and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not against that, but how do I get a hold of him? Tweet at him? Has anybody put in the chat how I can get a hold of him? No one is telling me. Nope. There's not really a way to get a hold of a content creator. If they have social media, maybe, but I know he has his Twitter, but I don't think his DMs are open. But $20 super chat from Brados. Hey TJV, you might not remember me. I did a super chat a while ago about my friend Braden, who was in a very dark place. A few days ago, he committed suicide. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about that. I just wanted to thank you for your content that he enjoyed so much. I am so sorry to hear that. I am very, very sorry to hear that. I hope you're doing well. I hope his family's doing well. Yeah, I'm very, very sorry to hear about that. I just think that there's not really much you can say after that, but all I can say about that is people go through life trying to deal with problems in their own way, and sometimes it just doesn't cut it. I hope that he's doing well. Make sure to put hearts in the chat for Braden, Braidon. Put hearts in the chat for him. I'm very, very sorry to hear that. I hope that you're doing well. I hope his family's doing well. His friends are doing well. And I hope that he rests in peace for all time. I'm sure he was a great guy, so I'm very sorry to hear about that. Yeah. If you have, if it ended up going in your news, local news or something like that, if you could get a hold of me on Discord and send that through. I don't know if the family's going to do something to raise money for suicide prevention awareness or something like that, but I would love to donate and spread that around on my social media. If you know the family, if they're going to be raising money for like the funeral or for just try to raise money for suicide prevention awareness, send that to me over on my Discord. My DMs are open on Discord. You can also send it to my Instagram DMs are open, but those are the only two places. Make sure to send me over where I can donate and where I can share a link if they're doing something like that. If they're not, I just hope they're doing really well, and I'll try to keep his family and his friends in my prayers. But yeah, sorry to hear about that. Okay. Having said that, moving on to the topic of this live stream. There is specific drama that's happening and stuff like that. For the Louie drama, I will be making other parts to the document. I am currently sitting here looking through everything. I'm also possibly able to get a hold of other people that know a little bit more about the document and how stuff was sent over to Cyan and stuff like that. And I'm just trying to get a hold of people to be able to sit here and understand what's in there the best before I talk about it, where I can let you guys know what each thing's referring to. I'd like to theoretically set up a timeline of how all of this is going down and everything that Louie sent and what time it was in his life, because that will give us all a better understanding of what he's saying and why he's saying it, possibly, to go more in depth with it. But I'm just gonna have to wait and see on how that goes, and then if I'm also able to talk to Louie, that would be a big help as well. But again, I will try tweeting at him, I guess, at some point. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And forever I'll sit here and I'll forever sit here and be called a Louie hater, I guess, if I don't ever get Louie on here. So, and we'll continue from there. Having said that, and moving on to what I'm going to be uploading in the future, I'm just going to make each separate part of the document is what I plan on talking about. If there's any two parts of the document that sort of tie together, I might include that together in a video and move on. Hey, TJV, can you do a charity stream? I wouldn't mind doing it. I just would have to see if I can even get the viewers to be able to do that. And be able to have everyone be able to come in and donate to that. I would hate to do a charity live stream and only have 20 people watching. So if there's something going on, yes, I will attach a charity stream to it. But that's what we plan on doing. So that's the plan moving forward. And Velocity, I see that you're in the chat. Now that you're in the chat and stuff like that, and I can be able to talk to you, make sure to open up my Twitter DM if you haven't seen it yet. I tried DMing you, but didn't know if you did. I'm glad you're acting cool, though, Velocity. Appreciate it. If I can make one comment, please, Zombie Fox, you can try to comment into his Twitter DMs. The worst thing that can happen is that he's not going to respond or reject your offer, but please try. Oh, yeah, I could try that. I didn't know if he even have Twitter DMs open. Let me look, because last I looked, there wasn't even an option to be able to sit there. That's weird. Didn't even pop up when I typed it in. Yeah, there's not even an option to comment into his Twitter DMs. Like, I know what you're talking about, Zombie Fox, but there's not even an option. Hit the follow button. Where's the Twitter DM? Notification. See what I'm talking about? Like, I can't even send him a DM if I want to. I mean, does he have to follow me back and then our DMs open? That's what I want to know. But I'll leave it on for following just in case he ends up getting told this through word of mouth. But we'll see how it goes. So, TJV, you're a vapor. I'm as well. Lamau, you are a vapor. What do you vape? Let me know what you vape. You know, I support my vapors. So let me know. TJV, you should do a charity stream for mental health awareness. I want to be able to do a charity stream for the same organization Zack Snyder was supporting for his Justice League and stuff like that. I've spent a lot of time watching that Justice League movie as of recent because of my Justice League versus Homewrecker video I'm trying to finish up. I wanted to be able to sit here. And you go to that charity stream for it is the goal of it. Sen, didn't you call Louie a pedo on Crow's stream? Yes, because I believe Louie is a pedo for what he did. But you and probably several other people have a difference in opinion, and that's all right. But I would still be willing to talk to this man. Give him the benefit of the doubt to chat to him. $55 Nick, Jewel Mint, Nord. Oh, that ain't bad. I think I've had something like that before. Why would he want to talk to someone that called him a pedo? I mean, he might not, but what do I do when a lot of people are telling me that, oh, you haven't heard Louie's side of the story? Well, I'm willing to listen to his side of the story. I called Ohm a bunch of names before he jumped into my live chat and talked to me, and Ohm talked to me because he wanted to sit here and try to prove me wrong. He wanted to sit here and try to talk about my points. I called Ohm a bunch of names too. Still was able to sit here and talk to him, so I can probably do the same thing with Louie. Yeah, but calling someone a pedo is something that could someone off. There's a difference. Okay. I believe he's a pedo though. From what I've seen and what I've read and what I've researched, I believe he's a pedo for what he did. And if he doesn't want to talk to me, he doesn't have to talk to me. But I'm leaving the option open if he wants to talk to me. Whether it's during a live stream, whether he wants me to record it and just keep it private, where there's not a lot of live chats and all this other stuff, or if he doesn't want any of that. If I can have a interview where I can just report on the things that he said, I'd be open to all three of them. But I don't think he would. But I'm leaving the option open if he so decides, he would be fine to do it. All right, just adding some perspective as to why he might have not reached out yet. Again, Sen, if that was your only goal, is to, give some perspective as why he might not want to, that's fine. But your video doesn't really do that. I'm sure you have a ton of other problems with me, Sen. Whatever the problems are, whatever little itty bitty thing I said, and you want to try to take it out of context or not understand it, that's fine. But just understand that I am sitting here trying to do the same thing. I mean, obviously, if these things are true, we don't want these things to be true. And if they are, we want to spread awareness to make sure that this content creator doesn't do it again to another fan, to another victim. But you decide to make an entire video about my opinion about a matter when you could just be talking about the matter itself. And if you don't like my opinion on the matter, then you don't have to like my opinion. But if you're just trying to give me perspective, I think you're trying to do more than that. You're trying to... People have said that you've been trying to sit here and milk, my name since my videos get the views and all this other stuff. Honestly, they really don't get that many views at all. I mean, my Louie video that I just uploaded has, 3,000 views? It's barely anything. It was a one-off, but the whole out-of-context argument seems strange to me, especially with a good chunk of it being Velocity's video. I mean, yeah, Sen, majority of your video is just other people's videos playing anyways, and then you throw like a meme in there or something. I saw that in the beginning, and then I saw a little bit at the end. I didn't watch the entire thing because I joined into the stream very late, and I was planning on live streaming tonight before I watched the new Loki episode anyways. But again, that has been my only video on you. Okay, and if it's been your only video on me, fine. I don't care, but your whole video doesn't spell out what you just said. You're not just trying to give me perspective on why Louie hasn't gotten a hold of me. You have something else against me as well. You obviously agree with whatever Velocity said or whatever else. Velocity sitting here saying, calling and labeling someone a pedo in front of 77,000 people is irresponsible. GGV has to be more careful. Okay, yeah, I might have 77,000 subscribers, but people can get more views than what their subscriber is, or less, and I believe it's been less. And if I called Louie a pedo with the 50,000 views that I have on there, that's still a very minute part of what his audience was and probably still is anyways. And second, I believe he is a pedo. That's what I think he is. I believe that person was underage. If we have a difference in opinion, that's fine. But I believe that he is from what I saw. He's fine. He can have a discussion. If he wants to sit here and ask me questions, Sen can ask me questions. But just understand, I'm fine with Sen coming onto the stream and talking to me civilly if it's going to be civil. If I'm not going to be interrupted every 3 to 4 minutes, and we just want to talk civilly, we can talk civilly. If he wants to talk about all the out-of-context stuff that I'm claiming he's doing, which he's done multiple times in the video, Velocity's taken things out of context before as well. I mean, I've seen his video. they can come on and chat with me, and I can explain why it's out of context, why their simple, disgusted opinion of me is just that. They're just disgusted opinions. I have no problem talking to them about that. But they don't want to come on. Velocity's probably saying nope, as in he doesn't want to come on. How about we talk about Zack Snyder's Justice League respectfully? I mean, I'd love to do that too. Sen, okay, you don't hate me, but you have some sort of an agenda against me. I mean, you never reached out to me. You never got a hold of me to get my side of the story before making a video about me. Neither did Velocity. I mean, the first thing I did when I saw Velocity's videos, I sent him a message in DMs on Twitter, and he has yet to sit here and take a look at it. I mean, I just wanted to talk to Velocity. I didn't want to talk about it in a video or a live stream, but I never got a DM back. I mean, Aurora does pretty good, Sen. Like, Aurora, I like Aurora. I mean, he replies to my DMs. I'd be fine with bringing Aurora on and, you know, letting bygones be bygones. Even Crow. I mean, Crow hasn't really said anything bad about me recently, I don't think. I mean, he did bring Sen on recently and started talking a bunch of crap. Or not Sen. He brought Velocity onto his live stream recently and started talking a bunch of crap again. But, I mean, I'd be cool with chatting with Crow and letting bygones be bygones if we want to try another civil discourse, see if it's going to happen again. But, I mean, if you're going to make videos about me and just try to insult, like, you know, all the crap that's been happening, like Velocity's video in the very beginning, he tries to act all disgusted that I dated Hallie. I mean, Hallie's around my age. She is my age. Okay? I haven't talked about the mini drama extensively since, like, clear last fall. And we had each other on Discord, and we just started chatting. We dated for like a week or two, and apparently that's so disgusting, according to Velocity, doing his huge ew. I mean, really? I do agree with Velocity and Sen. They want you to improve and deal with the drama in serious. Okay, what happens if I don't really want to be serious about some parts? What happens if I just want to joke around about it? I mean, I am allowed to do. I mean, so it might not be in somebody's humor to be able to joke about it, and they want to be more serious about it. I completely understand, but that's just not the place for you then. I mean, there's other places you can go to. I think Crow, you know, does a fine job in talking about drama most of the time. I mean, Crow might be a better fit to go subscribe to, and I'm completely fine with that. I'm not trying to sit here and cause a bunch of issues between me and a bunch of commentary channels. Was never my goal. But when they sit here and, you know, makes it feel like they slap me across the face by making a video about me, just talking crap about me, I mean, that's when I want to sit here and go in. Joking about pedo allegations is not cool to joke about. I never said I was joking about the pedo allegations. See, this is why I'm talking Velocity. I said that I joke about some drama, and you're tying it to the pedo allegations. When did I joke about the pedo allegations? This is what I'm talking about, Velocity. Someone snipped that, what Velocity just said. This is what I'm talking about. You're taking things way out of context. I sit here and say I joke about drama sometimes, and you're saying, oh, he's joking about drama or the pedo allegations. When am I joking about that stuff? When? Tie it to somewhere. Tie it to a live stream. I'll wait. I'll wait for Velocity to respond. Troy, I also want to see the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. It's probably going to be coming in less than a month. Well, more likely. Favorite Batman game? I like Arkham City, probably the best. Yes, I've seen the leaked audio of Omrecker gaslighting, and yeah, I've seen all that recording. It's not really worth going over, in my opinion. I'm sorry, I misinterpreted what you were stating. Okay, thank you, Velocity. So, there might be more things in your video that you might have misinterpreted, and I want to be cool and civil with you and talk about that stuff. Just so I don't have people who hate my Discord because they got banned to go over there and try to spread more lies like other people have tried to before. I mean, I see old people who were banned from my Discord. I remember their YouTube usernames and stuff. Go over to your channel and say that, oh, TJV's so much worse under the surface. But when you sit here and say all of this sort of stuff, I'd like to sit here and chat with you. You keep saying nope. Okay, then just understand that you misinterpreting what I'm saying happens a lot in your video. It happens a lot. I'll go more in depth in another video, sorry. Okay, going more in depth. Again, I'm not trying to sit here and bring the spotlight onto you, Velocity. You're probably a cool dude, okay? You're probably a cool dude. I don't want to sit here and cause drama with you, but when you intentionally make a video about me when it's so out of fucking context, almost everything is, especially the whole me and Hallie being in a relationship, that was probably one of the lowest things that you could have gone to, and you did it, and you made it sound disgusting and like it was an awful thing. It's not. Okay? Any relationship in that sort of vein doesn't have to be fucking disgusting. Just because I talked about something that happened years ago with her, it's disgusting to date her? I mean, come on. This is what I'm talking about. I just want to sit here and be cool. I want to explain why your video is, you know... I'm sensing Cap about Velocity being a cool dude. He probably is. I mean, he probably is a cool dude. I don't want to sit here and say that he's not. I mean, I don't want to sit here. I'll explain that too. Okay, then explain that. And once you explain that, then you'll have some ground to talk about me. But until then, everything that I've been seeing has just been hilarious. You guys are causing a little bit more traffic to my channel. Every once in a while, I'll get a comment saying, oh, check out Velocity's video or whatever. And that's all it is. It's just a couple people who could talk about the smallest channel probably around here. This is what you guys choose to talk about. Like, you guys see my last few videos? They haven't been getting shit for views, okay? No one gives a shit about me gaming. No one gives a shit about me vlogging. But I'm still going to upload those videos anyways. And, yeah, I'm just going to be this huge highlight to talk about because my words are so dangerous. I can't call Louie a pedo even if I think he's a pedo. I can't date a girl even though she's around my age and there's nothing weird happening between us. We just like each other and we think we're attractive. But I can't date her because it's weird. Because I covered the mini lad drama before. I cannot date her. It's awful. It's disgusting. Whatever. Whatever. The video Keem uploaded about the Vanos Q allegation has 36,000 dislikes. When will he take it down? I don't think he will take it down, in my opinion. I don't think he will, but that's just my opinion. Okay, time to be serious. Chat, don't start a rivalry between Velocity and other. Yeah, again, I'm not trying to start a hate. I don't want people to run over to their videos and hit the dislike button or whatever. It's not my intention, okay? I'm not going for that. I did, to be honest, I didn't even link Velocity's video or anything, or Crow's newest stream when Velocity's in there. I never linked any of their videos at all, but I've already seen people say that I'm sending people to go hate on their videos already. You know, just allegation after allegations. They're going to keep piling up so much to the point where people are going to start comparing me to, you know, the worst of the worst people, being like, there's all this shit that TJV did. We know some of it's true, but we don't know what in there is true yet. There's just so much crap that we're accusing him of. We're not very sure. Yeah, Velocity's not causing issues, so it's not a problem. Can you check my previous message, Trevor? Your previous message? Okay, so I guess his Twitter DMs are closed, but somehow Crow is able to get in contact with him. He was given some more context about why they and the exes said. I guess try talking to Crow. I don't know about that. I mean, I haven't talked to Crow since we went on our, you know, I tweeted something real quick to my audience that was part of his live stream, and I tweeted something out real quick, and he wanted to respond to it, and we went on a little bit of a Twitter feud. I think since then, I know for me at least, I don't really give a shit about what he said prior, but my feelings about him are still intact. But I'm willing to be civil and ask him for it, but I'm not going to. I mean, again, it's just, I'm not going to actively try to search out Louie's DMs, and I don't even think Crow would give it to me anyways. But if he would be willing to, sure, I'll try to send him a message, but I'm not going to spam Louie until he fucking does it. I mean, that's just weird. If Louie wants to come on to explain himself, I will give him the time to explain himself. But if he doesn't, he doesn't. I mean, it is what it is. Thanks for letting me know, Zombie Fox. TJV, you're way too sensitive, LOL, which isn't bad, but, like, be straight up about it. What specifically am I being sensitive about? If you're saying that I'm being, like, cautious and respectful, and that's being sensitive, then let me know if that's what you're referring to, but I don't know where I'm being sensitive. I don't know exactly what you're talking about. Going from a channel covering drama to being a channel trying to cause drama. Why? I don't know how I'm trying to cause drama. I mean, I'm just covering, you know, from time to time a drama video. It gets the views on the channel. And then obviously it's a smart business thing to do. You know, you want to cover that. Okay, fair. Just offering a suggestion is all. That's completely fine, Zombie Fox. Can I offer a suggestion to you, Zombie Fox? Is that all right? I mean, just person to person. I'll wait for your message back. Guys, Velocity has done nothing wrong. He's just trying to have a normal conversation with TJV. No need to attack the guy. I mean, I think he has done some stuff wrong, but in this chat, he hasn't really done anything wrong besides try to accuse me of joking about a pedo allegation when I didn't do. It was a good example of how he jumps on something to accuse me of it right away and why it seems very false, but it is what it is. Okay, sure. Zombie Fox, I would just say if you're going to state something, you know, about me, like you have plenty of times before, I mean, try to be mindful that you were part of my audience before and that a lot of what you did as well. So I noticed your video that you made about me or whatever. I think I tweeted about it, if I'm not mistaken. You were a lot a part of that, but your video, I know you're not trying to, probably try not to become a commentary channel, or maybe you are. But just make sure going forward, if you're going to include it, include the entire story, because there's like a whole side of it where you were involved in it and you were going to make videos and stuff like that. And I think I've seen a couple of your videos before about this Vic G Chad and Mini Lad and all this other stuff. Just including yourself saying, okay, yeah, I did these things as well, is very important. I think you did mention it a little bit in your video, but it wasn't really mentioned a lot. What if he stated an opinion the same way you stated an opinion on Louie? What are you talking about there? What are you meaning by that, Sen? What's your opinion on Wildcat? I mean, he's pretty cool. He live streamed Among Us today. I popped in for a little bit. Some people were shocked when I popped up over there. People were like, what? Why is TJV's name blue? That's super weird. In regards to Velocity. Okay, what if he stated an opinion the same way you stated an opinion on Louie in regards to Velocity? Like he stated an opinion about me? Is that what you mean? Like what if Velocity stated an opinion about me like I'm stating about Louie and how I'm okay. So this is just simply on how I view it. I mean, again, I have no problem with you guys making videos. Go ahead and make your videos. That's why I don't make videos talking about other people's videos. I made a live stream talking about Crow's video. I said that was a bit of a slap in the face because of, you know, you guys invited me on one time. I thought we were cool, you know, and all this stuff. And then you sit here and talk crap about my video when you guys were trying to talk about the Louie thing. You spent a big majority of the time talking crap about my video. If Velocity has an opinion about me, he has every right to be able to go do it. But I'm not going to waste my time talking about someone who's talking about me because I don't really think that me talking about Velocity is going to get anything done. It's just going to be a back and forth feud. But his specific opinion, let's say, about him and me and Hallie having a relationship at one point, he's acting like it's a very shaded, he says specifically in his video, a shady tendency. He has these shady tendencies or whatever. So that's a statement that he's saying, and if he views it as shady tendency, and that's his opinion, okay, fine. But I want to know why it's so shady to him, just like what his opinion, like why do you think it's so shady? That's why I DM'd him on Twitter just to talk it out real quick. And if he has an opinion or a side of it where it views that way, then I would love to sit here and talk to him about it. But that's about it. I mean, he can have his own opinions about me. Just I think it's more valuable to talk about the situation I'm talking about. You know, if you think that I'm wrong about something, then go state why I'm wrong about that instead of just stating your opinion that I'm an egotistical asshole and oh, it's super weird. You're dating Hallie2364 and all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, yeah, personal stuff, shit about personally about me, my character. Okay, then what did I state wrong about the situation? That's sort of what I'm waiting for, and that's what I'm trying to get into. DM me on Twitter. I'll talk to you now if you want. Do you want to hop on in the live stream and talk about it? Fox says, I stated all that in my description and admitted it. Yeah, I agree. I'm no better than what I said about everything else. I just feel like I had to provide context because I've been criticized by all of that. I mean, Fox, that's fine. All right, Sen, I'll message you on Twitter in a second. Zombie Fox, it's fine. I mean, if you're looking, I don't know if you're looking to sit here and become a commentary channel, but you're gonna get flack for shit that you've said before. It just is what it is. It just, are you gonna be able to have that motivation to be able to continue? You're always gonna get fucking flack. I'm getting flack right now, and I have Velocity who's made a video, Sen who's made a video. I'm sure maybe Crow's gonna be hopping in the stream at some point. I have no idea. Maybe he's watching, maybe he's not. But all I gotta say about all this is just that, you know, you're gonna get flack about it. I'm just letting you know for future reference, if you're directly involved and you're gonna talk about me and say that I made a bunch of videos about this stuff, make sure you're stating in the video as well that you also did all of that as well, so you don't get called a hypocrite going forward. I mean, this is pretty basic stuff, and I try to cover my bases. There might be a couple things where I don't cover, and then people can go, oh, you're a hypocrite for that. And I'll be like, oh, whoops, whatever, I'll move on. And it is what it is, you know? I sent your Discord tag to Mr. Sen. He sent your friend request. Hope you don't mind. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I mean, he probably wanted to hop on anyways and chat, so we'll talk about it. Sen, what is your thing? I have so many pending friend requests. I gotta find it. Is it just Mr. Sen? Or... yeah, I don't know what your specific thing would be. Monkey. That Sen is... is this you? Hopefully this is you. Okay, I'll call you right now, Sen. Just an FYI, that's my Discord, not your guys's.
Yo, what's going on?
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
All right, so just so you know, I'm not jumping on you from the get-go, and because I don't hate you. I saw you had a bit of a drama, I guess, a mini drama, where this one guy on Discord was trying to quote-unquote expose you, right? And the guy's name was like Valley Lucifer, right?
Oh, yes, this guy.
I actually retweeted your shit because I know that guy, and I know he's full of shit. So just so you know that I'm not jumping at the first, shot to throw you under the bus. No, that guy is 100% full of shit. And I retweeted your shit, like, immediately, because I'm like, yeah, that's legit. That's legit.
No, something funny about that, just to break the ice, so we can get the good vibes going before it might turn to shit. I recently just got a DM from a friend of his that asked me, hey, can you make a video on the Valley guy? And I was like, hey, I thought you were like his best friend. And he goes, yeah, but he's going off the rails, and like, his wife or his girlfriend / wife, whatever, or it feels like he's going off the rails too, and we just want a video made about him. I'm like, whoa, you're talking about like your best friend and someone else's husband / boyfriend. Like, this is getting weird. I'm not gonna make a video about the guy. And he goes,
dude, well, the guy in general is fucking weird as shit, dude.
I got told so many times to like make a video, and he's still to this day talking shit. I heard that he's gonna go to Crow with a bunch of shit to expose me about, and I'm like, oh my god, go for it.
I'm gonna make sure that never goes through, because this guy is legitimately a piece of shit. Like, he's so weird. He has like weird incest role play with a chick that's like mentally unstable, right? I swear to God, he's done this. I'm not making this shit up because he used to try to record me and expose me as a Jamie Marchi supporter. It was a big deal back then, saying you were a supporter of Jamie Marchi. It was bad. It was very bad.
Yeah,
So he was literally recording me without my consent. This is the type of shit he was doing.
I
and trying
literally
to
got DMs with the guy where he sits here, and I think he's talking about you, Sen. He goes, you know Sen from Crows of Judgment? And I was like, yes. And he goes, and this was right after my live stream with Crow. And he goes, well, you know Sen? And I'm like, yeah, he wasn't part of the live stream that I was a part of. And he goes, well, do you know he's like a pedophile and all this other shit? And he sent me a huge video that was made about you or whatever.
Yeah,
and I was like,
those...
I'm not looking to attack Crow and everyone Crow's associated with. I literally just had a live stream where we argued, and that's it. I mean, people can call it what it is, but I'm not gonna go make a hour-long video about Sen unless Sen's gonna like try to do the same bullshit to me. I might mention it briefly, but I'm not gonna waste my time on
yeah
that,
no
so.
That's all about that's the YouTube game. It doesn't matter. But I don't know, that Valley dude is so fucking like he's just so bottom of the barrel. Like, yeah, when I saw him trash talking you, I'm like, I don't care if this is TJV. Like, that lies are lies, and this guy is a known fucking liar and shit, right? He's a piece of shit. So
Right.
yeah, I saw your tweet, and I'm like, yeah, retweet. Fuck yeah, you know.
I mean, at that point, I was getting kind of tired of it. I was like, okay, at this point, let's just get the drama out. It's going to be drama.
Is that
for the
why
next
he
hour
turned
too.
his attention onto you? Like, is that why he went after you after? Because he was saying like,
well, no,
spamming this shit. Like, I'm gonna expose TJB.
No,
I'm gonna get TJB.
No, like this is how it started. He was in my Discord and he was like getting like real familiar with like the basic members and stuff like that nearby. You know, the people that I've seen there for the last few months or the last couple of weeks at least. And he was getting all familiar and saying that I know the Vanos crew and all this other shit. And he goes like, I know the Vanos crew and all this shit. And I was like, do you now? And I think at the time I was briefly talking to Hallie. I don't know if we were in a relationship at that point or not. And I mentioned to her, I'm like, do you know this Valley guy? And she goes, yeah, I have no idea who the hell that is. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe this guy's just lying. I have no idea. And then he kept leaving and rejoining my server, and it got to the point where he started flooding a bot log that a staff can see, and it tells us when someone leaves the server, and it kept flooding that over, and the welcome chat kept having the same guy rejoining, and we decided to ban him. He created his own little server, invited so many of my members over, and then my members were screenshotting his server and sending it to me.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
And then
you know why? He did this exact same thing a year ago. I swear to God, he did the same thing. What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
I have no idea, dude. It's crazy. And then I decided, you know what? Let me just tweet out his own servers, like chats, and maybe it'll scare him off, and maybe he'll stop like trying to influence all my members to leave my server.
Yeah.
He did actually influence a couple to leave my server, which kind of sucks because they were good members. But I mean, you're just gonna have those types of people. It is what it is. So.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But yeah, just rest assured, I'm not looking to fucking smear or slander your fucking name. I don't hate you. You know, Crow's obviously my friend, right? The people you talked to the other day, you know, when you went into the stream, they're obviously my friends. So first and foremost, you know, loyalty to the friends and all that. And it's like, this has been a while now, right? Because like I said, this is my first video on you, and I'm looking to make it like my only one, right? Just like a one-off, right? And I just want to point out a couple of things that I thought were, I guess, contradictions. Maybe what would you call it? You say they're misrepresentations, correct?
Yeah, or something that's maybe out of context, or just spun towards an agenda that you may have.
Yeah, I wasn't looking to do that, but if you'd like to point them out, we can do that if you want.
I mean, I don't know your video much. I mean, I just joined, like, it just premiered, like, right before the stream started, and I was planning on streaming to talk about, I wanted to talk more about, like, the Drake Bell pleading guilty and all this other shit that was going on, but it just happens you were premiering, and I'm like, okay, I know I'm gonna get asked this during a live stream. I watched a little bit towards the end, and then I started rewatching a little bit in the beginning when the stream ended, and then I just had to close out of it because all I saw was my video constantly playing, and then there'd be a meme.
Well, I wanted to get the full context of what you were saying. That's why I didn't chop it up as much. Right?
You don't make videos where you just talk about what you saw in the video.
Well, I would, but here's the problem. When you do that, people will use that against you and say, "Well, you're not showing us anything, so we can't take your word for it, yada yada yada." This is what they typically do in the tea community. I don't know if you're aware of the tea community or the inner workings of it, but the commentary community are aware, and they were calling them out for this very same thing where they essentially just talk about, but they don't show. So you're talking, but you're not essentially showing. And some people would
But
like it if you show the context of what's going on or what's being said.
but that isn't truly needed if you reference a video and people can go watch that video and see exactly what you're talking about after watching that video. I mean, I've done that several times before where I'm talking about a video that someone made. I'm not showing the entire 12-minute video and chopping it up. What I'm doing is I'm saying, okay, let's get the gist of what he's saying, and then let's talk about the stuff surrounding it. And if people want to go view that video later and see all that context, they can. And if that video ends up getting taken down, you can upload it's a free second video that you can upload saying, okay, that video was taken down and yada yada yada. And then you can usually, what I do is I keep the video saved on my computer for at least a month, and then I get rid of it afterwards, just see if the video hops offline, so I have a copy of it to back up what I said about it. But yeah, I just
I get what you're saying. No, yeah, I understand.
I mean,
that,
it might be a difference in like how we make videos.
Yeah, but also from experience on my end, at least, people will play dumb and they'll be like, "No, that's not true. It's just that you didn't have the evidence or you didn't have the receipts." And I'm like, "No, the video, you can just look it up." And they're like, "No, it's on you to show." I'm like, okay, you can't please them all.
So
right?
I want to assume like you and me are around, like, let's say the same intelligence when we're watching a video. We can watch a video and see, okay, if this person is talking about something that happened in a video, we're not going to be one of those dumb people in the comments saying, oh, you didn't show the context, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but in your videos, you're saying the way you upload them is that you just like to show as much context as possible and then slap a meme after a little bit?
Oh no, I'd like to think that it's improving on it by giving the audience a way to digest the content better or to have little references here and there. I mean, if the whole problem is that I didn't link your video and you'd like me to link your video, I can do
That's
that.
not the problem. I mean, that's not the problem at all. It's just that's sort of what got me to stop watching the video, is because I caught the end of it where you're just showing a lot of velocities video, and I'm like, okay, when is this guy gonna start talking about it? And then I rewatched a little bit at the beginning, and
That was towards the mid.
Yeah, and
the velocity, it was towards the middle.
Or towards the middle, my bad. And then towards the beginning,
Majority
it's just
of
my
your video.
Yeah, it's just my
Yes,
video.
yes.
And then I'm like,
there were little cuts, right? So you were saying your points, and throughout every one of your points, I would pop in a clip of, say, like you said, a couple memes, and one of them was actually the Crow stream where you were talking to Aura. Okay. Those are roughly around 3.
Alrighty, and then what? Just because since I didn't see your entire video in full and stuff like that, again, it just happened right before the stream, so I didn't have the time to do it. I want to answer the super chat real quick. It is important to eat dino nuggies. Please buy dino nuggies to refresh your stamina. Do you eat dino nuggies?
What are those? They sound yummy though.
Chicken nuggets that are shaped like dinosaurs.
Oh, really? That actually sounds pretty good right about now. I could go for some.
You didn't know about dino nuggies?
No. I only know tendies, no nuggies. Tendies.
Okay, gotcha. What are the points you're trying to make in your video? Like, I did see a couple insults that you're throwing at me or whatever in the video, but what's like the main point you're trying to make against me in your video, or several points that you have?
So you kind of addressed one of my main problems, which wasn't represented in the video. You're right about that. I'll concede that. But I think that some of the things you said towards the beginning of the video was very backpedally. I'm not sure if that was just me looking at it. You could have just, been trying to go about things with better intentions or something. But if you saw the entirety of the video, the very beginning was basically a reference to this seems like backpedaling behavior. The second section, if I believe correctly, was about you talking to Aura saying I had the same opinion of Louie, but then and I had read the document, something of that sort. But then it turned out that you've already read the document, but you were still chummy with Louie. And this is the problem, because I didn't know you were up to talking to Louie, right? I assumed because you called him a pedophile or something, right? You called him a pedophile.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, if you call someone a pedophile, would you want to talk to a pedophile? Right? I didn't think that you were willing to do that, right? I'm like, well, he's dead set on calling Louie Calver a pedophile. He probably doesn't want to talk to him because who would want to talk to a pedophile, right? But then when I came into the stream and you're like, no, I would get Louis' side of the story. I'm like, that seems strange to me because I didn't, you still seem dead set on Louis being a pedo, but you're willing to talk to him, even if he is in your mind a pedophile. So I'm not trying to take a jab at you. I'm not trying to get a gotcha on. It just seemed it was weird to me. It was like, okay, like, but as you stated today, like when I hopped in the stream, when I was watching, you were like, no, I would totally get Louis's perspective or story, if he reached out or something. And then I just came in and I told you, he probably doesn't reach out because you called him one. That's probably it, right?
Okay. So to address that second point real quick,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I've always been down, like, if Louis wants to have a discussion or something along the lines, that's fine. But you pointed out that I was all buddy with Louis, but if I was all buddy with Louis, then why did I make a video about him? The whole thing about that is that I didn't have the proper time to read in the document. I probably viewed it as the same way as a lot of people over there on the Crow's channel viewed it, as, oh, this is just a big hopping pile of garbage that's full of lies to make Louis seem bad. I mean, at first I was like, okay, that's what it kind of looks like, but I will take a look into that. So I have yet to, like, actually read and go in depth into the video yet, and Louis was constantly still hopping in my chats. I mean, yeah, I've had Vanos and Noglip hop in my chat that one time, and Louis was there, but even after that, Louis kept coming back to the chats, and it made me wonder, like, why is he coming back? Like, I get why Wildcat and came because Ohm was talking crap about him. That was one thing, but, like, Louis keeps coming back, and he's had a lot of allegations against him, so let me take a look into this. And when I took a look into this, he did hop in my chat one last time, but all he tried to do was send my audience to go look at his live stream. He says, I might go live stream soon, which he never did, but he got a lot of my viewers to leave, and I was like, that's scummy. And I called it out during a live stream, and I was like, I'm still going to make a video about Louis, and I stated it in that live stream and all this other stuff. So once I took a look at that, I started to realize, yeah, he's a bit of a pedo. I don't want to joke around with him probably in, live streams anymore and stuff like that, because I wasn't made aware of that. And my apologies to anyone who thinks I was a horrible person for joking around with him before I knew that. But I just wasn't focusing on that situation. I was focusing on the Ohm situation and all this other stuff that was going on at the time. And then as soon as I made a video about him, I never stated that I hate the guy and I'm totally against him. That was just something that, I don't know if it was you or someone in the chat that was saying it, but this random rumor came around that I hate him and I wasn't going to talk to him anymore. And even if he wanted to come explain himself, I wouldn't allow him to. That was never the case. It's just, I have my opinions, my viewpoint from when I see the document. This is what I view. This is what I see. And you guys have your viewpoint. So we had two different opinions. And then when I went over to Crow's live stream, I openly was like, okay, yeah, I think he's a pedo. And then that's where it continued. I mean, people just thought, okay, TJV confirmed he's a pedophile. Well, I thought I confirmed that in my original video when I said that he was talking to a minor very inappropriately. Isn't that what a pedo is? I mean, I thought I already confirmed that, but everyone started freaking out because I officially said the words, I think Louis is a pedo. And it just kept going from there. So yeah, I'm totally down to talk to Louis to explain himself or explain parts of it, just because he made that mistake before. Like Minilad, I made videos about Minilad. I was probably making the most videos about Minilad back when that whole shit was coming out about Mini. When all that shit was going down, if Mini were to DM me and want to have like a live stream chat, I would have been fine with it at the time too. I was never against talking to someone just because they commit heinous acts. I will still talk to them, but just understand my questioning is going to be different towards someone who's, I think, has done that stuff, compared to like someone like you, Sen, who just talks crap online. In my opinion, you talk crap and this other person did inappropriate things with a minor. I'm gonna treat you differently, Sen, than I would treat Louis. I'm not gonna just jump on Louis and yell at him, but I wouldn't give him the benefit of the doubt. I wouldn't joke and laugh and giggle with him. I would sit here and I'd be like, okay.
Should be more like an interrogation of sorts.
I mean, it's probably
Trying
gonna
to
feel
find
that way, but
inconsistencies
like,
in him. Yeah.
but I would give him the chance to explain himself and give his side as well. And then if I see something wrong in what he said, I would point that out and say, yeah, but what if this? And I would give him the utmost respect that I can. But again, I still view him as a pedo. I try to still be respectful though.
Yeah, I think like one of the confusions was in the clip with you and Aura while you were talking. Aura says, "So were you aware of this prior?" And you confirm, yes, you were aware of all this prior. So everybody thought the big gotcha, if you will, was, well, if he was aware that Louis was, this, this, and that, then why would he be so chummy with him?
Because
You know.
I didn't look. I was aware of it, but I never looked into
Mhm.
it, and I viewed it the same way you, Crow, and everyone else views it. It's a bunch of X's that are just trying to spread lies about Louis, and that's what I thought it was. Because
Mhm.
I was like, okay, I don't have the time to look into it yet, so I'm not going to treat Louis differently yet. That would be unfair of me. If I just started treating Louis like shit during a live stream, you know how much crap I would get, and I would have nothing to back it up. I'd be like, I think this document might be right, but I'm not for sure. I mean, that looks horrible. But after
Mhm.
now reading into the document and knowing stuff, then I was like, okay, I can't joke around with Louis anymore. I got to cut this off. And Louis then stopped coming into my streams, especially after my video. He never has came into another one of my streams again. So, again,
Yeah.
that
I think to the second point that you made of I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
no, go ahead.
Okay. The second point is you seemed like you were confused about why people made I can't believe TJB finally called Louis a pedo or whatever, and it was like kind of like a mask off moment, right? I think the reason for that is there's some YouTubers, a lot of them, that just don't want to call someone a pedophile. They go around and they tiptoe around it, and they're like, well, come to this conclusion as you will, or let your conclusions draw, yada yada yada, right?
Yeah.
They don't even want to legitimately say this guy is a pedophile because of legal repercussions and all that. So when you just state it like that and you're putting your foot forward and saying, this is what I believe, this is my statement, I'm not going to walk this back, right? Then that's kind of a big deal, I think, to the audience. And then they're like, oh, okay, so our YouTuber, the guy that we're getting behind is saying this. So I think that kind of does something to their minds, where they think, oh, okay, well, because fans is, when you're a fan, you're essentially like a fanatic of a YouTuber, and it's a weird concept, but there are people that will follow you to the ends of the earth, and they'll just hang off your
Right.
every word,
Well,
regardless.
I get that, but like nothing that I'm necessarily talking about on the channel is directly talking to someone in my audience that would not be able to understand the basics of a conversation, a debate, and the differences in opinions. I believe everyone who watches my channel, whether they're 30-something years old or maybe they're just 16 or whatever, I have no idea, but I believe that they will be able to understand. I'm not talking to a bunch of 8-year-olds on my channel. I'm talking to people who can understand that, like, hey, we might disagree, but I'm not going to sit here and necessarily treat someone like absolute garbage just because they have a difference in opinion. Now, if you bring up dumb points, I might make fun of you and all this other stuff, but literally in a week, I'm going to forget about that and move on. And if you're still in my chats, so what? Like, maybe later on we'll hop in a game together and play a game together or something like that. Just like Crow. I have difference in opinion with Crow, and we've exchanged some heated words towards each other, especially on Twitter. But I have nothing really against Crow. I think he's stupid for what he said about me. But besides that, I wouldn't be opposed to hopping in a chat with him and being chill like I am with you. I mean, I've heard some of the things you said about my video. You were in the original stream I was talking about when you were talking crap about me. Your recent video, you're also insulting me again. But I'm not opposed to sitting here having a civil discourse if you're willing to do the same. And fans will be fans. I get that. And there will be some that take it to the extreme. But that's the same argument that I've been trying to press about the death threats. Yes, I have some fanatic fucking fans that are going to sit here and I'm going to say something bad about Omrecker, and they're going to go send a fucking death threat to Ohm. Completely against that. But I'm also completely against, just because I sit here and say, hey, I think Louie's a pedo, I don't want you going around spreading that and sitting here and
No,
trying
no,
to send
like
death
not
threats.
swatting his house or
Yeah,
nothing like that.
that's just ridiculous. Like, if you want to disagree and think that Louis did not do anything wrong, or you don't want to believe, let's say, a specific evidence like the IDs, if you don't want to believe those IDs, that's fine. We can have that difference, but just expect if I believe it's true, that's the argument I'm going to be make going forward. And hopefully you can bypass when I'm talking about that and say, okay, that's his opinion, but this is my opinion. We're okay to disagree. And I have a lot of people who are subscribed to me and follow me or in my Discord. Even some of my moderators and some of my staff members disagree with some of the things I say, but they're still willing to follow me, support me, and all this other stuff because it's okay to have this difference in opinion. And that's what I was trying to say. I wasn't trying to backpedal back to your original point about your video. I wasn't trying to backpedal and cover my ass or whatever. This is something I've always said. I've said it during live streams before, but this is something that people aren't going back into my live streams to look for. Velocity has gone back into my live streams looking for very specific points to put in his videos and all this other shit, and that's what you see. But if you just were to extend that live stream and actually watch it out, I do mention points being like, we can have difference in opinions. That's fine. But I've said this before, I just never made it a sole video topic like I did today. And when I made that sole video topic saying it's okay for us to have difference in opinions, it's okay for us to disagree on the Louie situation or the Ohm situation or the Mini situation. Just understand, if you're going to sound like an idiot, in my opinion, I might call that out. And same with everyone else. It's just like a YouTube comment section. If you say something dumb in YouTube comments, there'll be a bunch of replies. If you say something that's just sound and logical and you just have a different opinion, you're still going to get those people who are going to call you out and insult you for it. But you just got to understand that that's the internet and you move on. It's not that big of a deal. So,
yeah, truthfully, I didn't know if you were going to be the Sybil type. You know, I had seen you in the Crow live stream, and I think that was the first time I actually saw you in action, so to speak. And it was a pretty hostile environment all around. Now, I'm gonna say, and I even told everybody that I disagree with, you know, while I didn't think it was essentially dogpiling, I did think it was pretty silly to have like a 3-on-1 kind of thing. That's what it kind of looked like to me. I even advocated for saying on the chat, hey, can we just have like TJ talk to like Aura? You know, like maybe, because it seemed like when you and Aura were talking, it didn't get as hostile, and there was like room for conversation, rather than when you and Crow were going at it. It was like things were getting really loud, and you even I believe even called Kayla a bitch at one point, and it was like things weren't just gonna like, it wasn't going to be a civil conversation between you three.
yeah.
So I was figuring it'd be better if it was just you and Aura talking, and I think a lot of people agreed as well.
Look,
I didn't think it'd be civil.
Insults are going to be insults. If people are going to be really against me calling, I think her name's Kayla, a bitch, it was just an insult. It was probably a dumb mistake to make at the time, and I shouldn't have called her a bitch. But I'm going to sit here and I'll call Sen right now an asshole, you know, and it's just an insult. And whether I'm mad about it or not, you know, in a week or so that it's, you know, not going to matter.
Yeah,
Insults
just
don't carry weight.
Insults
don't carry weight, and it is what it is. I mean, but in the time when I was talking, I thought Kayla was being a bitch, and that's why I said what I said, and that's why I did what I did. It was a good example. Me and Aurora was able to sit here and have civil conversations throughout that live stream, but Crow was just so adamant on getting a point against me, is what it felt like from my point of view. Is like, okay, as soon as he brought up a point, he would not drop it until I responded to that point. But whenever I brought up a point against Crow, he kind of diverted and shifted it the other way, and I was like, man, this is just ridiculous. And it got to the point where I think about, I want to say less than an hour into it, I just started treating it like a joke, being like, okay, they're going to go on their spiel. If there's a point for me to bring up, I will be adamant about it. And it might seem like I'm mad or whatever, but I've stayed multiple times in that stream. I wasn't mad. I wasn't upset. I was just speaking a lot louder because it was 3 people talking to me. And multiple times when I've tried bringing up a point, I would have all 3 of them say something at the same time. And I'm like, okay,
I've been
done.
in that situation too, but with 8 people instead. It's annoying. I get it. To be fair though, they were much more ruthless than Crow, Kayla, and Crow could ever be. So yeah, but I understand where you're getting at, and yeah, shit talk is shit talk. I agree with that. Like when I called you like a cuck and you know, all that shit, whatever else, a yiffer and all that shit. I was, you know, this is before we're having this conversation. I didn't think you could be civil. You know, first impression was just the the Crow stream that you came on, and you guys were just having it out, and it looked like you were out for blood, and it looked like Crow was out for blood as well. Like again, but when Aura and you talked, it seemed like okay, maybe we can reach a resolution, or maybe some ideas can be exchanged, and we could get a takeaway from this. But when it wasn't, it was like, oh my god, like what the fuck is happening? So
Right.
over the place.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you said shit about me.
Yeah.
I'll call you a pussy for saying it behind a behind a monitor. I mean, that's why I'll call you that, and then that'll be it. I mean, hey, if you have Twitter, right?
Yeah.
I might start a Twitter feud with you tomorrow. But hey, no hard feelings. We'll go play a video game if you want to play a video game next week, and we'll just move on.
What do you play? What do you play?
You
play Fortnite? No. Halo?
Yeah, I do play Fortnite. You want to make fun of me for it?
No, I haven't gone on Fortnite for a hot minute. Actually, we can get into that. You play Halo or COD? That's pretty dope too. Infinite's coming out.
Right.
We don't have a time on that though. But when it comes out, multiplayer is gonna be free. So
All right. So to everyone watching the stream real quick, I just want to point out the person that I'm talking to, if you haven't gotten the idea yet, is Sen. He made a video about me right before the stream went public, calling me out, calling me a bunch of names, and we're having a civil conversation about it. He also pointed out a few things wrong about it, and I'm here just to explain my side. So talking about these points, one point, I covered the first point pretty much saying that I'm explaining how I'm not backpedaling. I'm just bringing up something I've brought up before. If you watch my previous streams, you can see it. So I feel like your point saying that I'm just backpedaling to cover my ass is false. The second thing was, what was your second point?
My second point was in regards to the Google document and whether or not you had read it prior, whether or not you were still treating Louie the same way after coming to the conclusion that he was a pedo.
Yes.
Which you addressed as well.
Yes, and I stated that, once I read into it and actually we were able to sit here and understand what the victims were trying to say through that Google document, I believe that one part of the Google document, I have yet to have an opinion on the rest of the document because I haven't gone into it. I believe you and Crow have gone through the entire document, right?
I was not there for the first part.
But Crow was able to go
through it, right? The second part with velocity, I'm not aware. I talked to Crow, but not enough to ask him like, hey, Crow, did you watch the entire Google document? You'd have to ask him that yourself.
Right.
If he's open to talking to you again. I don't know how bad the blood between you guys are. I don't know. Is it bad?
I mean,
do you think it's bad?
I personally think he is a person who has sat here and got easily offended by some of the things I said. I don't think I could be wrong. Crow maybe has had it done before, but I don't think he's had the someone like me prior to sit here and call him out, and especially during one of his own live streams. How long have you been making videos with him in part of his live streams?
For Crow?
Yeah.
It hasn't really been that long. I don't believe it's even been a year.
Okay. So I don't know if he's ever had someone sit here and call him out on some of the things he has said and some of his statements before, but maybe that got him really hostile and it kind of made it seem like it. And as a natural response, I'm some young kid and I think he's a bit of an older guy. I'm going to sit here and call him back out for it. And it turned into a hostile argument during that stream. I don't think a guy like that would be chill again, but again, I'm still young and I'm able to sit here and say, okay, there's going to be things that I'm going to say that might seem stupid. Other people are going to say things that might seem stupid, but I can get over it eventually and we can chat it out or whatever. Aurora was pretty cool. I wasn't cool with Aurora at first either, but after he talked to me we're cool.
He's very level-headed. Yeah. The thing with Crow, though, now that I actually think about it, what you said, I think if you give it time, and you guys can actually manage a conversation, right? Like I'm talking a conversation like you and me are having right now without it coming to like, insults or anything, and just try to understand each other. I think so. I think you can make it happen because me and Crow had bad blood as well. Because I was, I'm like, how old are you? Like 21? I'm 21. So like 2 years ago, I was just being fucking impulsive as shit. Fuck, I'm still impulsive. But yeah, I mean, and Crow's like 30 something. So Yeah, but we managed to patch it up. So yeah, maybe you guys can patch it.
I mean,
I wouldn't
if
put it
he's
out.
willing to
Yeah.
chat, I don't mind, but it won't be another situation where he's gonna sit here and try to do that. I mean, I would probably just leave at that point, and end the conversation with him. But yeah, I don't have nothing really against Crow. Besides, yeah, I still feel like he's a piece of shit for some of the statements he said before. But I can have a civil conversation, and if he ain't gonna take it to heart, me calling him a piece of shit for something, we can be cool. I mean, it's similar to like you and me or me and Aurora. I mean, like we can sit here and know that we have our differences. We definitely are not on the same end of the spectrum when it comes to a lot of these situations, but that's just it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Anything else was the shit talk. What other point that I have? Well, you pretty much covered all the bases though, right?
Is there
You
anything
cleared up.
you've watched Velocity's video, I assume? Is there anything in Velocity's video that you think is a good point that you want me to bring up, or?
I think it's better if Velocity, if he ever decides to come on,
He was very
asks a
adamant
question.
saying nope.
I think that's something you and Velocity should work out, to be honest.
I don't think he will, to be honest. I think it'll be just him making another video about me and trying to go more in depth with it, you know,
Well,
quote unquote.
you don't appreciate the YouTube back and forth. I mean, I can understand they'd be kind of a headache. I get
I
that,
mean,
but
no,
you don't appreciate it.
uh,
Attraction.
don't get me wrong. I mean, I love that there's a part of YouTube that exists where people can call me and Crow and Velocity and all these other places commentary channels, and that there's beef amongst the commentary. I love that. I absolutely love it. I've been a huge fan of films for a long time, especially drama related films, but I'm not to the point where, okay, I want to start useless drama for no goddamn reason. Clearly these guys wanted to make videos about me. I haven't even barely heard of Crow until the Omrecker shit was starting, and even then
Mm-hmm.
he invited me to a live stream to be a part of. I joined the live stream. He wanted to talk about my videos, and Omrecker joining my interview or joining my live stream, and I had an interview with Omrecker, and he wanted me to sit here and talk about that. So I talked about that, but then afterwards he covered my video on Louie, which I knew he was, you know, all for Louie and covering the exes and how evil his exes were or whatever. But after watching just and viewing one part of the document, I made my opinion just on that part, and I didn't even think that Crow would sit here and cover that. I thought maybe Crow would watch it, and maybe someone would DM me from Crow's channel and, you know, ask, hey, why do you think that, or something like that. But it never happened. I just felt like it was a backhanded slap. You know, they wanted to sit here and talk shit about my video rather than just talking about the situation. They wanted to talk about me as if I'm important in this entire thing.
For like content, that's what you thought. Like,
Yeah, that's kind of how I viewed it. I was like, wow, they really just trying to sit here and
did you
trash
really
me.
take it as like a slap in the face?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I was so appreciated that you guys wanted to invite me over, and you guys were so respectful and so nice, and I was like, you guys were asking good questions, and I appreciate that. I mean, you don't really get those types of commentary channels who can carry the credibility and the professional as long as just being fun, you know, at the same time. And that's what I strive to go for. And I thought Crow and everyone over there was just so respectful, so nice, but also at the same time fun. You guys seem like the kind of people I would love to, you know, talk about the future of YouTube and what you guys want to do on this platform and all this. And then all of a sudden there's that video, and there's no warning. You guys aren't even subtle about it in the video. You guys are just trash talking my video more than you guys are talking about the situation. It felt like that might not be true. There might be, you guys talk about the situation a little bit more, but there was a lot of just trash talking my video, and I was like, wow, that's such a slap in the face. I'm gonna talk about that.
Yeah, I can understand you getting hot over that. I want to ask something, just like, and this is in regards to maybe why that was the reason why it turned into that. You know, the whole, talking, making that stream essentially, because we were watching your stream, correct? And what you were saying, 'cause you had reacted first, right?
No, you
how
guys
was the
made you got
situation again?
yeah
Can you refresh my memory?
yeah, you guys made a video about my Louie part 1 video, and you guys were talking about how, what I'm viewing and my points that I'm viewing are wrong and I'm not looking more into it and all this other stuff. And then when I made my live stream, I was going in there and hearing what you guys were saying, but then I was explaining, what do you mean I'm not looking more into it? There's the proof right there. He said this specifically during a snap chat text message, and he said this specific thing. That's wrong. What do
In
you
that
mean that
video,
is?
again, my memory is a little fuzzy, but did you ever say in a declarative statement that Louis was a pedophile? That you didn't make it clear that it was your opinion, because like the thing is, people could argue that if you did make a declarative statement and you didn't make it clear to your audience that it was an opinion, couldn't that be taken as defamation per se?
I mean, I guess it could, but you could relate that to anything. I mean, I could sit here and say that you're a pussy hiding behind a monitor, but if I don't specifically say the words afterwards, this is my opinion, you know what I mean? So like you could tie that to any. I think that's kind of a weak argument to sit here and say that, oh, he never stated that was his opinion. Okay, let me state now, it's my opinion. Now can we move on? And I mean, I think that would be just getting stuck on one single point that wouldn't be really worth, because even if I was sitting here saying, yes, I believe 100% it is a fact that Louis is a pedo, the worst thing people are going to do is shine me as someone who has no credibility and I'm just jumping the gun to a conclusion. But I was careful when I said it, especially in live streams and everything else,
Mm.
that I believe he is a pedo, but other people can come to their own conclusions, and I'm not going to fault you for that, and I'm not going to hide or try to cancel your comments, on my videos and stuff like that if you have a difference in opinion. I mean, you can go look at any of my videos. I have people in my comment sections who definitely disagree with me in my comment sections, but I keep those comments there because I think that's fair. I think that's all right to bring up these other opinions, and I can sometimes learn from other people's opinions and other people's points of view.
Okay, well then that's fair. Because yeah, there was one of the concerns that if you don't, if you make a declarative statement and without making it clear that it's your opinion, and you make that declarative statement to your audience, that could be grounds for defamation, which is why that exists. And that's just one of the other things that I think many people had in the back of their minds. But since you cleared it up, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of the answers, I got a lot of answers for a lot of questions I had. I think this combo was productive.
Yeah.
And like I stated at the beginning of the chat, no, I don't hate you. It's just Crow and them are my friends. And the first impression per se,
Was probably pretty
first real
bad
impression.
of me.
Yeah, yeah. It was it was like, damn, TJV is really shitting on Crow, and it's like again, like, you can say, yeah, Crow was equally, doing shit back to you, and you felt like you needed to go at him as well. But it's like, again, like, I know Crow. I have history with Crow. Crow's my friend. And so, that takes precedent over, somebody that I just met, another YouTuber, which is you. And I hadn't had this conversation with you up to today, right? But getting to talk to you, you don't seem as bad as I initially thought.
Yep, and some of that might be tied to who the person is compared to the content creator that they represent themselves as. So like when I was first talking about the Omrecker stuff, I was red hot with a lot of people coming, and a lot of people knew me as like, you're the guy who freaked out when Keemstar blocked you and you were throwing shit around in your room and all this shit. And then the Vanos crew was joining, and people just thought, okay, he's going to get crazy and wild every live stream. Like, I'm going to get up and go do an RKO onto my bed or something like that every live stream. And people were expecting that. So I was being more of the loud, obnoxious type person anyways. And I thought, I don't mind rolling with that look. So when anyone were to sit here and try to call me out, such as Crow, I was like, well, obviously I can call him back out too. I'm TJ motherfucking V. I can fucking do it. That's no problem. But in, actual honesty, how Trevor was thinking, me, I was more like, damn, like, this guy was really cool, and so were the people over there. And I guess him and everyone else talking over there is just gonna do nothing but talk shit about me now. Well, let's get into this. So I had no problem shitting on someone if they had points that were falling apart, which I feel like Crow and a lot of the people over there had points that were just falling apart. I felt like it was more of an insult fest than trying to prove a point. And when I made my video and I went over there, it got crazy and wild, and it wasn't as civil as this. I didn't really care. I'm now more taking the approach I want to be a little bit more relaxed, and if I have to have conversations like these and be a little more civil, such as like I was during my Omrecker interview, me and Omrecker were really civil during that. I don't mind being this more civil, but there's always going to be those people in the chats that are looking for a slugfest. So like,
Oh yeah, no, I agree with that.
So like, if you and me were to have this interview, let's say like a month or two ago, I mean, I had no problem sitting here like calling you out on every little point and shit like that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm probably just gonna sit here and be like, hey, if you have a problem with me, just ask me.
I understand that, because that's I think one of the general thumbs of YouTube is you want to be a little like yourself, but you want to be extra, because otherwise you're just a plain boring person, right? Like, because that's what the audience comes for. Like, they want to see that.
Right.
So I understand that. And I think even some of the people me and Crow had I wouldn't say bloodbaths, but we had arguments with as well. Our initial conversations with them were also kind of hostile. But then that smoothed over when we got to talking to them. They treated us with respect. So when people treat you with respect, you kind of like feel like doing the same. Unless you're a fucking
I've seen somebody.
Dipshit, right?
I was actually an avid watcher of you guys after you guys first invited me. I already knew of your channel when you guys invited me because I was watching a couple of your guys' videos, and I would see sometimes you guys would argue with each other, and it was actually quite entertaining to be able to watch because you guys were just literally digesting this information as you're reading it and talking about it, and I think that's a good commentary channel. I hope this channel does really well. And then when you guys invited me, I was like, shit, now I gotta be over there. Hopefully that helps them out. So like I was sponsoring on my Discord and everything. I'm gonna be over at Crows of Judgment. Come say hi to me, and and all this other stuff. And I was really excited to be over there. But yeah, just the way things went, I just thought that there would be a little tip hat respect to me, and I didn't feel like there was. And I feel like to this day, if Velocity were to come out and make another video and you guys wanted to invite him, you guys would do the same thing again. And I feel like that's more than likely what it's going to be. I don't think Crow himself or anyone else is just because I say I'm willing to be civil. I don't think he's really going to care. I think there's just been too much. I did see a couple messages from Crow, but I'm not really paying attention to the chat right now, so I don't know what he's saying. So
yeah, and this is kind of like just a random point, but you brought up Keemstar, and this isn't very important, but I just wanted to point it out. Just if you wanted to address it or something,
yeah, sure.
It's not even that big a deal. Is in regards to how Keemstar called you a Vanoss Crew fanboy at one point, right?
Yeah.
And then there was this one stream where you called someone a Louie Caliber fanboy.
I didn't call him exactly that. I only called them a fanboy, but
okay, all right, a fanboy, but like, that was one of the things people used on you as well, and they were like, "Oh, look at that! You just pulled a Keemstar, basically." What do you have to say to that? Like, what do you think of that? Like, I want to know what your opinion.
Okay, so the context of that stream is very helpful, as context always is. But what I would say to that is, I think at the time talking about that, he was bringing up some point that we've hammered several times before. I think you guys over at Crows of Judgment have hammered it before, and it was just simply a difference in opinion. But this person kept spamming the same response several times in chat, being like, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? And I'm like, this is how I see it. This is how I see it. This is how I see it. And I kept saying it multiple times. So the point where I sat here and said, oh, which I say just one small in like a cluttered sentence that I'm saying. I sit here and say, oh, you're probably a fanboy or something like that. I say some words like that. And then I move on. But I wasn't sitting here saying that, oh, you're a fanboy. Don't message in my chats again. You're just a fanboy. Your opinion's irrelevant. I wasn't necessarily saying that. But like I said, Keem has called me a fanboy, and I said, yeah, so what? I'm a fanboy. I can still have a voice even if I'm a fanboy. I mean, I'm a huge fan of other shit, like, let's say Marvel, but I have every right to go on my YouTube channel and talk about the newest episode of Loki if I want, even if I'm a fanboy of Loki. I'm a fan. Yeah, call me a fanboy of Vanoss Crew. I guess you guys can call me that. But even if you call me that, I can still have an opinion. And I believe this person, even if they were a fanboy of Louie, they're allowed to have an opinion. That's the difference between me and Keem is, yeah, I might call someone a fanboy to try to insult them because I'm mad at the moment, but I'm not going to sit here and say, shut up, your opinion's irrelevant, you're a fanboy. That's what Keem was trying to do. Keem was trying to call me a fanboy in order to sit here and say, you cannot be a fan of something and talk about it at the same time. I'm saying, you can be a fan, and I can insult you that you're a fan, but you're still allowed to sit here and address your opinion if you want. And that's the difference between me and Keem. So people can compare me to Keem just because I said the same sentence Keem said. Keem called me a fanboy, I called someone else a fanboy. Yes, me and Keem are just alike, but the way we approach conversation and debate is completely different. Keem shuts up anyone who has an opposite opinion as him. I welcome it.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I mean, look what you and me are doing now. You and me have far different opinions, and we're talking right now. So
yeah, I was about to reference that. I was like, "Yeah, look at me and you. We're actually talking civil about this shit." All right. Well, yeah, it's pretty much, I think, everything. We covered everything. Unless there's something else you'd like to, ask a general question. I saw Crow in chat as well.
I mean,
he's not being hostile.
Okay.
I think one of the things he said actually was that he'd be willing to just have a chill combo with you if you want.
Yeah, I'd be all for it if he has Discord or something like that. We can just hop in Discord and he's more than welcome to come on. But I did want to mention, just for you to get while I'm talking to you and stuff like that, the only point I would have with you, I wouldn't even necessarily be able to bring up anything specific about you because I don't know your points, and I feel like you've already brought them up. But besides your points you've brought up, I just hear a lot of insults that you say towards me. And lucky for you, I'm not really gonna get insulted by someone calling me names and all this other shit. I mean, I don't really give a shit if you call me names or whatever like that. You're gonna influence, in my opinion, a small number of people, and it won't affect me in the long run, so I don't really care. But
yeah, Valley did a better job at that than me.
Right. But besides that, I mean, my viewpoint of Sen, and if anyone were to ask, is I had a good conversation with Sen, and good civil conversation, but all I see his channel and what he has to say about me is nothing but insults and half-ass points. And I guess that's my only look on you. The reason why I bring that up is if you wanted to say anything about that, but that's the only reason what I see your channel or you being on Crows of Judgment is towards me. I mean, maybe I know you've talked really good points about other pieces of drama on Crows, and I used to watch you guys a little bit. I mean, I know you've brought up good points before, but when you bring up my name or if you have to say anything about me on your channel or on Crow's channel, all I've seen is half-ass points and insults is all I've seen. I didn't know if you wanted to address any of that or whatever, but that's the only thing I view you as, besides this very nice civil conversation we're having.
It was kind of hard to have like very, very deadly points when, again, I don't hate you. There's, again, just the whole bias towards my friend thing, and I stated it again. I don't hate you. This is a one-off. I saw you in the chat and you were just kind of like, oh, let's get in a live stream. Let's see how good you do. And I was like, okay, are you mad? And then you were like, nah, this video is trash or something of that sort. And I was like, okay, like, I'm not really the type of person, like, I have this thing where people say I have an ego for stuff, and I'm like, no, not really.
I get it all the time, dude.
Like, I acknowledge my content isn't really that good. Like, I'd like to think I pump out a decent video here and there if I'm like motivated, but I don't particularly think that I'm like a god. Like, people think I'm a god, and I'm like, yes, I am a god, but it's like a joke, guys. I don't actually like think, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, but yeah, whatever, I have this channel called Briz. I don't know if you know him, but Briz,
he's a small commentator.
Yeah, he's like a commentator. I think he's almost at 200,000 subs or something like that. I knew him when he was very young, baby channel Briz. He does the same thing in his videos. Like, people like that would insult him in his comment sections or whatever, he would run with the joke and say, yeah, guys, I'm a fucking god, bow down to me because my opinion means everything. But he would, again, it would just be for entertainment and shit, and people would boo. Like, I get it when you say people say that you have a big ego. I've heard it since my early days on YouTube when I wasn't even a commentary channel. I would just upload vlogs and me doing stupid shit like dancing around like an idiot. People would say that I have a big ego, and it's carried over, especially over into the commentary section. It's just because I think the difference between you and me and Crow and other people is that we include ourselves in our commentary videos. We're not just talking about the drama. We're talking about our opinions mixed in with the drama. And that's where people get their ego. People say, oh, you have an ego and stuff like that. Well, yeah, we don't want our commentary stuff just to be that. We want it to be us talking about it. We are commentating on it, you know?
Yeah, and that's how people get invested as well, right? Because if they find relatability in you, that's how they, you know, they get invested.
Look how big this fucking Yoshi in the background has gotten. Like, everyone is in love with the Yoshi, and now whenever I do a commentary live stream or any live stream, I have to include Yoshi and the Daddy
man, I'm digging the Yoshi as long as you're not doing anything to it, you know?
Don't worry, I won't pull a Louie with it.
Oh my God, Trevor. Come on.
No,
all right, whatever. Yeah, that is pretty bad. Get ready to be clipped, man.
Yeah, I guess so. Velocity, I'm waiting for you. Come on, let's
Jesus Christ. Come on, Velocity's a good guy. Don't
he won't talk to me. I mean, he's gonna make another video about me, but he's not.
Yeah, don't know that.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said he's gonna make another video going more in depth. He said it in my chat.
Oh, did he?
Yep, and then the description of his video, it says this is one of many on this TJV character. And
well, you could debunk it then if he's off the mark, right?
I mean, I like I said, I could make videos about it, but it's not really worth my time. It's just like I'm not gonna cover your video. I mean, I wasn't gonna cover your video at all in the stream, but it just so happens people are flocking over here. They thought, oh, Sen just did a video on him. It must be about the drama or something like that. And I'm like.
Well, to be fair, you did say let's chat drama, and you were at the premiere like at the last moment for some reason. I'm like, oh wow,
yeah, I had it sent to me, and I was like, I'm setting up my stream right now. Who's sending me a video? Like, who made a video about me? Is it Crow again? Is it Velocity?
Who dare make a video on the great TJV?
Like exactly. Like, come on, I'm a god. Everyone knows that. But no, like I was sitting here setting up my stream, and I was like, okay, who's sending me this video? And I check it out, and I'm like. Wow, my video title and thumbnail is going to seem really sus now. And even one of my staff members told me that. They were like, I don't think it's a good idea for you to do the live stream anymore. And I'm like, I'm still going to do it. If someone brings up the whole Sen video, I'll like chill about it. You know, I don't really give a shit. I mean, life's too good right now to be petty about it every fucking day of the week. So I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, Trebs, good talk. I'm going to let you go now. Finish up your stream or whatever you want to do. Maybe talk to Crow if you're going to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, good talk.
All right, yep. I'll catch you later, man.
Glad we cleared everything up. Talk to you later, bro.
See ya.
See ya.
Okay, I'm currently calling Crow now. See if he answers. I think he said in the chat he would join. Hello?
Hello? Hey, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear
you. Sorry, I'm making dinner right now.
No, you're good. Did you want to join, or?
Oh, yeah, sure. I saw Sen on there, so I was like, okay, well, I mean, you seem like you're in a pretty chill mood, and so am I. I'm pretty relaxed when I cook.
I like how like that's the evaluation we have to go through before we talk to each other. Like, are we both chill right now?
Yeah, right? I think we got off on the wrong foot the first time, so I figured why not just... you know, have a conversation, make sure there's no bad blood and everything.
All right, what you making?
Huh? Oh, I'm making meatloaf for my wife.
Meatloaf, all right.
Yeah.
So, is there anything specifically you wanted to talk about? Did you want to jump into like our past and what we've had, or did you want to talk about the Louie doc situation and my videos about him? Like, was there anything specific you wanted to cover?
I mean, look, to be honest with you, man, when I watched the first video, and I guess for me, I've never had issues criticizing my friends or anything. And I guess maybe we just come from two very different areas because I'm from the city and everything. I'm older and shit, and we just shit talk each other all the time. So I guess maybe some of the things I was saying, like to me, they didn't seem like they were that offensive, but I guess maybe they were like, I don't know how to put it, but maybe it was just, maybe I'm just a bit too abrasive sometimes.
Alrighty.
But as far as like doing the stream and everything, It was just criticism. Like, as the second one, the one where you were on there, it got really heated. It got really nasty. And I will acknowledge that I am a bit hot-headed sometimes. So
I picked that up very well, but like again, I want to mention that that's all I thought it was. I didn't think it was anything more than just someone getting irritated easily or someone just getting really angry in the moment. But we did exchange a few tweets afterwards. What was sort of going through your mind when you saw my tweets about the stream, and what were your reactions, obviously, to that?
yeah, in the moment, I was sitting there going like, dude, are we really gonna fucking keep doing this shit? I was like, I'll fucking go. But then like I was thinking about like the next couple of days, I was like, hey, this seems really fucking childish.
Right.
Like, why am I doing this? I mean, I got better things to do, and so do you. But you know, I watched the new video, and like, look, we disagree clearly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think one of the things you said in the new one was, I felt like when we were doing the stream, we were pointing out like, when it came to the IDs, right? We're like, look, there are all these explanations behind what those could be. You believe that they're real. We're trying to bring up, hey, what if they're this? What if they're that? Right?
Mm-hmm.
What if they just straight up just belong to somebody else? Right?
Right.
And it felt like when we were on the stream, you just would not acknowledge that. But I watched your video, and that was like one of the things you actually said, right? These could be fake, right? But you believe that they're real. And one of the things you were saying was something of the nature, if they are real, it's kind of like wrong to just assume that they're fake. Something like that. I don't want to paraphrase or put words in your mouth. You know what I mean?
Right. That's the thing that I was trying to bring up even way before my video that I uploaded today, was that like I believe that they're real, and I saw what you guys were bringing up. You guys during the stream that we were having the conversation, which I went back and rewatched a few times. There was that conversation brought up where you guys think that obviously you guys don't think that they're real, and you believe a lot of the X's, you know, you've literally labeled them as evil and all this other stuff, and you guys have
well, in fairness, if one of my ex-girlfriends ever put me into a phone call for 4 hours, illegally recorded it, and then started dropping, you know, specific segments of the call, refusing to release all of it, I'd consider that kind of evil.
Okay. But talking about labeling all the X's evil when some of these people wouldn't even really be considered X's if they're not even dating, and it's just like the underage thing where
it was just a thing. Louie's evil X's. It sounded good.
Right. So when you guys have that point of view, people are just going to view that as, okay, these people are in support of Louie. And obviously when my video came out, people just jumped to saying that I'm 100% against Louie, and Louie's done all these things bad and stuff like that. And I was very easily labeled.
I was going to say, I thought that was kind of amazing, because I was sitting there going like, I don't think I've ever like watched any videos from Van Oscar. I don't think I've ever watched anything that Louie's ever uploaded. I hadn't heard about Louie until the Homewrecker stuff was going on.
Right.
And his name got brought up on Drama Alert. But,
right.
I mean, for me, it's always just been, you know, I guess, how do I put this? My family, my dad, he comes from a country where, you know, you really don't have things like innocent until proven guilty. You get accused of something, and unless you can, you know, prove that you couldn't have possibly done it, you just face the penalty, whatever that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, my dad in the country, he was second-class citizen. So, I mean, he got fucked with a lot. And there's no, if you get accused of something, you just like take your fucking beating, go to prison, and eventually they'll let you out, right? And when I mean take your beating, I mean they literally beat you and then arrest you. It's pretty bad. Mm-hmm. So I look at the stuff over here and I'm like, look, you know, part of the whole criminal justice system over here, and one of the things that annoyed me when they're talking about how they actively don't want to go to the cops, I'm like, look, you're telling me this guy's an active pedo, right? Not you specifically. I know that's what you think about him, right? But this girl is telling me he's an active pedo, but she absolutely doesn't want to contact the cops. I'm like, I don't want a fucking pedophile just out on the streets. That's insane.
Right. So the point I was trying to bring up in all of this is that, like, obviously before I've always invited other opinions before and other topics I've brought up, but it wasn't made apparent in the Louie thing. People thought that I called someone a fanboy at one point, and so I'm just like Keem. I shut up people about the whole Louie thing, and now I'm just like Keem and all this other shit.
In fairness, you didn't drop a legal threat against our channel, so you're definitely not just like Keem.
Right. But at the same time, just because I label somebody as a fanboy, I've been labeled as a fanboy, and I've been fine with being labeled as a fanboy. So when I call someone else a fanboy and stuff like that, but I don't sit here and I shut up their opinion. I don't sit here and be like, hey, you can no longer have an opinion to speak upon because you're a fanboy. I've gotten a lot of that flack, and especially from, I would say, the live stream that you guys did covering my video, and then your next live stream with Velocity, and there's been this
I guess when we talk about that whole fanboy thing, I remember during our stream I had mentioned that because I tacitly know the person that you were talking to, right? Like we've never spoken, but I know who it is and I know what they were talking about, right?
Right.
And so I had mentioned that during the live stream, and then I was watching your reaction to the live stream where you said like you've never called anyone a Louie fanboy, and I was like, I get what you're saying, where you're like, well, I called him a fanboy, not a Louie fanboy. I mean, you were talking about Louie as, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, but
it just came across to me as being kind of hypocritical when I thought you had a valid point against Keemstar for doing that. But look, anytime you just say, well, you're a fanboy, you can address their opinion, but you've already devalued it by calling them fanboy.
But that's the thing. Like, I never made any sort of point towards Keem that, you know, he can't call me a fanboy. I said that you can call me a fanboy, but that doesn't belittle my voice in all of this. I'm allowed to have a voice and an opinion. And when you guys sit here and call me, you know, saying I'm just like Keem because I called someone a fanboy, regardless if my specific words weren't Louie fanboy, but I called them a fanboy. If you want to sit here and say that I'm just like Keem because I said fanboy, then show me where I sat here and told that person they can no longer speak their opinion. Tell me where I sat here and I silenced them and I banned them from my chats. I didn't. Keem has actively blocked me so he can no longer see my tweets anymore and stuff like that.
You too.
So, yeah. So, like, Keem has gone out of his way to not only call me a fanboy, but then also block me and say that I don't have a voice in any of this. I call someone a fanboy, but I don't block, and I never sat here and said they don't have a voice. So that's where.
Well, let me ask you a question. Right? Keemstar has been on YouTube for a while. He's used that argument like, oh, you're just a fanboy, right?
Mm-hmm.
He did it when he was talking about the pyro cynical stuff. He said the same shit, right?
Right.
Anyone who said anything against him, they were just a pyro fanboy, right? I mean, he wasn't blocking everybody who was contacting him. He was just dismissing any argument with, you're just a fanboy, and then going into their take, right? And strawmanning it, right?
Right, and
not really acknowledging what they were saying.
When I called that person a fanboy, I never dismissed their argument. I actually talked about their argument for an entire segment of the live stream because I kept constantly spamming it in my chat. I mean, that's part of the live stream people don't want to, like, Velocity doesn't want to bring up, is that multiple times in the live stream, I was talking about their point several times, and they kept spamming the same point over and over again. And after enough times, I eventually got around saying, oh, you're probably just a fanboy, but I still continue to talk about their point and give them the benefit of the doubt. And I was actually waiting for their response for a good portion of that live stream. I was like, okay, what do you have to say about this counter I brought up to your point? And I waited for their message to come in. So I was never dismissing anyone's opinion or anyone's words just because they're a fanboy. I was probably just calling them a fanboy in the moment because I was just there to insult them and just throw in a petty little insult during a live stream. But again, a lot of that happens, you know, during these live streams. I mean, someone's going to bring up a dumb argument. It's going to piss you off. They keep doing it 100 times in an hour, and then you're going to say something. And that's all I really said. But the comparison people have made that came from Velocity's video, and you obviously given Velocity a space on your channel during a live stream to talk about, there's a lot of that stuff happening. But I don't want to get into the specifics because we obviously have difference in opinions. We don't really like we don't really line up our viewpoints on certain situations, and that's completely fine. But we can come to an agreement that civil discourse is the best way to talk about these things, right?
Well, this conversation's a lot better than the one that we're having on my channel, so
right.
I will 100% give you that one.
Alrighty, and then, well, you don't even have to give me that one because it wasn't, you know, my idea.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
I mean, you and Sen wanting to come on and talk and stuff like that. You guys are just as part of making this right as I am. I mean, it ain't just me, you know. at the center.
Oh, no, I
of
just
this
meant what
idea.
you were saying there. I completely agree with what you just said.
Right.
Right. And to be honest with you, until I saw that conversation with Sen, I was like, I would never talk to this guy. And I saw that. I was like, no, he's pretty chill. Maybe I just had it wrong. I mean, I don't agree with your opinion on it, right? Because like I said, unless you can prove something, right? I don't feel like, excommunicating someone, if that makes sense, right? I feel like calling someone a pedophile, that's a pretty serious claim. And, people in my family have been victimized, right? And they had to go through the legal system. It's not pretty and it's not fun. It's stressful and it's ugly and you have to relive trauma. And it's when I know what that process is like for people, right? Because it's happened to my family. So when I see people going onto social media and they're starting this shit where they're like, well, he's a pedo and here's some evidence. And I'm like, well, look, this doesn't prove what you're saying, right? It doesn't.
Right.
I'm not, and you're telling me you will not go to the fucking police. I'm like, okay, I understand going to police is difficult. I do. But what's spreading awareness going to do if this guy's an active pedophile, right? Just going by what you think, right? If this guy's an active pedophile, you won't go to the cops. What's going on fucking Twitter going to do? How's that stop Louie from just making a Snapchat and calling it Cooey Lalibur? I mean, he could do that. He could still do that. You could tell everybody in the world, Louie Calibre is a pedo and he's done terrible things with children and all this stuff, right? Okay, now he just makes a Snapchat account under a different name. And then you can just go on and fuck around with kids. I don't see how you're solving anything, right? Like I don't understand this idea that you go on social media and you start shit with people. And I've never seen any of these people they spread awareness about actually go to prison, face charges,
All right.
Like I don't want these people out and running fucking about, I don't want them to be canceled online. Me personally, if they're a fucking pedophile, I wouldn't have a civil conversation with them. I wouldn't be willing to fucking do that. Because to me, there's nothing worse you can do than victimizing a kid, right? There's nothing worse than that. Like, I don't know if you agree or disagree on that point.
Well, the main thing that I just disagree on that point is that I'm not sitting here, and I never have came out here, and I never thought just because a few words have been said through my mouth that I'm 100% taking that to the moon and back, and it's now a pledge I'm making. I've never sat here and pledged anything, but I have sat here and said, okay, well, my opinion is I believe these things did happen. I mean, it seems pretty plausible in my opinion, and this is what I decided to say about it. And people were asking about it several times beforehand, all the way back from the Omrecker and even back to the Mini Lad stuff. People were asking me constantly about the whole Louie stuff, and I've kind of disregarded it until I started looking into it recently, and I didn't think it would bring this level of attention that it did to it, but it did. And then I
was honestly just like surprised when you're on here with Sen and you said that you hadn't actually gone through the Google Doc at that point, right? Because during our streams, you had been criticizing me and saying you didn't think that I had actually read it, right? It's like I read through it. No, I've been through that doc.
I was talking about specific points, not the entire doc. I've never sat here and criticized you for not going through the entire document. I've talked about that specific part, and I've talked about
maybe I might be remembering it wrong, but I was pretty certain during the live stream you had said that you didn't even think that I had read it.
I might be remembering talking about that specific part. Maybe, yeah. I said that for that specific part, but that's probably what was the intent. Is what I was saying it towards. I was like, did you even read that part of the document at all? And that part of the document seems pretty plausible in my opinion. It was just something that I think that is going on, and I do believe that these things do happen. So in a sense, I do believe Louie sent inappropriate text messages and photos, not just to a girl but to a minor, and therefore, yes, I guess you could call him a pedo for that. And if you notice, I don't usually use those types of words. Those words don't usually get monetized anyways on YouTube. So I try not to sit here and just randomly split, call Louie that. But for the time being, when I ended up going onto your stream, that's when I sat here and I finally said, yeah, I believe Louie is a pedo. But I don't think, the option for him to talk or explain if he thinks that they're not real, because
you never actually, because I went back and I was watching the stream that a week ago, I think. You never actually said you think he's a pedo. What happened was we were in the middle of an argument, and I can't remember exactly what it was about, but you had jumped in and said you guys are defending a pedo, right? When we're talking about Louie.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it was actually said. And again, when the first video you had done, you had said that the stuff had been proven, right? Like if the first video, and I had said it during the live stream, I said it. I said it when you were there, and you know when I saw your most recent video, I was glad you actually clarified it this time, right? If you just say it's your opinion, it's a totally different story. Like we can disagree. I can think your opinion's dumb. You can think my opinion's dumb.
But was it not aware?
Difference between.
Was it not made aware before that everything that I upload and mainly talk about here is
whenever if you I watched that entire video, right? You don't go like, guys, this is just my opinion. Come here. It was none of that. You literally said it's been proven, right? And that's one of the sticking points that I had on that video.
Right. So when I mean by bringing that up, and I think that's where the big like roadblock comes in, and that brings up like a point that you guys can bring up, but then there's a just as equal counterpoint that I can bring up in all of this, where I'm pretty much sitting here uploading commentary videos for a long time, and I have for a while, and it's not really like when people sit here and call me a news channel. I mean, that's just like calling Drama Alert a news channel. I mean, Keem is obviously spreading himself all over his videos and what he thinks and what he believes, so it ain't really proper to call someone a news channel because you kind of want that unbiasedness to be out of there and those opinions out of there.
Maybe, but like if you read the Washington Post, then I don't think they're that far off from Drama Alert. In terms of the journalistic integrity.
Yes, political news channels and stuff like that. Yeah, I get what you're trying to say there. But what I'm trying to get at is that I've never been opposed to sharing my opinion in several videos or live streams, and I've even said it before. I mean, this is just what I believe and this is what I think, and that's the best that I can do is just, you know, look at something and, okay, I have an opinion on it, and if people want to hear it, they can, and it's been proven before. People want to know what I think about the situation, and I stated my opinion. I've been doing it about the Omrecker thing for several times. And when it came to the Louie situation, I was like, okay, people are going to want my opinion on it. And as you can see during my video, I'm not sitting here just blasting Louie the entire video. I wait until the very end to sit here and say, well, I think it is this, and I think this is what's going on, and it's kind of disappointing to see, but this is what, you know, this is what I'm pretty much thinking about this entire situation.
And dude, like, I think if you had said that, it would have been totally different. But you had said it had been proven. I was like, whoa, let's take a step back.
Well, I believe what that's the thing that, like, this is where the disagreement starts, is because what I see is I believe, yes, the proof is there for it to be there. Now, if there's something else that comes out that disproves it, I mean, sure, but I mean, when is there truly enough proof? I mean, obviously we need to understand and have all the evidence there, but not in all situations is there evidence. So when we have courts and stuff like that, the jury is going to look at it and do what they think, and then they're going to sit here and say if the person's guilty or not guilty. But as we've seen before, juries have been wrong and all that stuff. I'm just the same.
Well, so TJ, let me ask you a question, right?
Go ahead.
Let's say these girls, she was willing to go to the cops, right? Let's say, like, hypothetical situation.
All right.
Because I really just want your opinion on this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's say those girls were willing to go to the fucking cops, right? And they present everything in that Google Doc to the police, right? Goes to trial, goes to court. Louie is charged and he gets not guilty, right? Like in a court of law. Would you think that that's definitive, or would you say, well, juries can be wrong?
I think juries can be wrong.
Okay. So, like, at the end of the day, for me, our entire society is based off the fact that you cannot condemn someone for something you can't prove that they did. Because the worst thing you could ever do to somebody is punish them for when they're innocent, right?
Right.
Like, you know what Blackstone's formulation is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Blackstone's formulation is straight up, it's better to let 10 guilty men go free than to punish an innocent man.
All right.
I felt like you're making the opposite argument, where if there's a potential where he could be that way, we may as well just condemn him for it.
Right.
Because it'd be worse to let a guilty man go free than punishing an innocent one.
Right. But what I'm saying in all this is that a jury may be may be wrong in what they end up saying, whether or not someone is guilty or not guilty. I can sit here
Maybe.
and state that, hey, I believe that he's a pedo, but I'm not sitting here saying take my statement as absolute fact. I'm looking at something just like everyone else is looking, and everyone's going to have difference in opinion. It's just like if we look into anything. I mean, I don't like to use the word everything good.
Just grabbing some stuff to mix.
Right. I don't believe everything. I don't believe everything should be tied to this word, but a lot of people want to theorize about stuff and have theories about it and stuff like that. And just like any basic theory, people can sit here and say, well, I believe this is true, or I can believe this is not true. And that's all we really have, because we don't really have enough to sit here and concrete say, this is true. Because if it was, I'm sure you guys would be making different types of videos about Louie. I mean, if you guys had all the evidence and saw, okay, yeah, we have evidence that it's true, you guys wouldn't be saying what you guys are saying. I just so happens I fall on the other end of the spectrum where I'm like, okay, I'm looking at that Google Doc. I see what I see. Yes, I believe that this person is right. Just like how those IDs could very well be fake. I just so happen to believe that they're real. And that's where I stand on this. And that's what I put in my video. And I guess additional clarification needed to be added because people didn't know my opinions go inside my videos when I make videos.
Well, I again, right? If you ever say anything in your video has been proven or it is factual, right? It stops being an opinion at that point, right? Because you're making declarative statements. And like that's why I think because I caught the tail end of Sen being on here, right? Where I think Sen had mentioned people were really surprised when you flat out called him a pedo, right? Because it's a declarative statement and that type of shit. Yeah, I mean, people have been taken to court over it. I mean, you might go ahead and say, well, I was just giving my opinion. You got to be careful with that. That's why even in a situation where I think someone's like fucking guilty as sin, I still got to say, like, they haven't been convicted. You got to wait. I mean, fuck. I don't think you're wrong about juries potentially being wrong. I mean, OJ fucking Simpson.
Right.
We're being honest, right?
Well,
but at the end of the day, I would rather you let OJ go than you punish an innocent man for murder. I'd much rather OJ goes free than punishing an innocent man for murder. Right. But those are my choices.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Because I can tell you right now, TJ, I have a friend, and you know I was hanging out with him this weekend. He had been accused of something happening in his college, right? The girl had no evidence, nothing. She just said that he had sexually assaulted her, right?
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't go to classes. They were about to throw him out. He nearly lost his degree in his final year. That's horrible. I know you would never want some shit like that happening to you, right? Nobody would. And I've seen situations where people have lied, like actively lied, and come out later and admitted to lying. I mean, you ever hear of Mattress Girl? This girl walked around her college campus carrying a mattress and saying that she had been raped on it and that the college wouldn't do anything about it. Turned out she made the fucking thing up.
Right.
She admitted to making it up because she wanted to spread awareness.
Well, instead of sitting here,
that's fucking awful.
Instead of sitting here just going back through our same old argument that we've had before, which could obviously be more productive and stuff like that, I wanted to move on to other points. I think we can come to a conclusion on this argument that I feel fine clarifying my opinion, whether it's me calling someone a specific title or if it's me sitting here saying someone's not a specific title. I feel completely fine in my opinion. Is it safe to say that you think that's a dangerous thing for me to do and I need to be careful about that?
Oh, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I think that's why most people don't do what you did, right? But I was just clarifying, like, personally, if someone had ever, like, accused you of something, like, crazy, I mean, I know you think I don't like you. I don't really have a strong opinion on you, dude. But if someone ever accused you of something, I'd be right there on your side. They can't fucking prove it. I'm not going to sit there and let people call you a pedophile. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, and there have been dudes who've legit just been set up. We mentioned a few of them during our stream. They had to go through court, and they kept their mouth shut while they were in court. And people just assumed that meant that they were guilty. Shit like that, I just don't like to see. I guess that's why I took issues with your video when you said things had been proven and everything. I get what you're saying now. I watched the new video. You said it's just your opinion. Totally different. Totally different. That's why when I saw it, I was like, I'm not going to do a response to this.
Right.
Because there's no point.
Okay.
I mean, I think there were some things you did say in the video. I was like, But I get that wasn't really the core of your argument. I think you had said something
but you
like,
do understand. But you do understand
oh,
though,
yeah.
like this doesn't just apply to my channel and what I've said. I mean, this goes for a lot of different commentary channels. Like they may say something in their videos, but when they become more of a personality and they tie their face more to the channel, that they're gonna state things and stuff like that, and it's gonna just be what they believe to be true. And that's why sometimes we have celebrities saying statements that people find very controversial, because they want to sit here and say, okay, yeah, I believe this person and that blah 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 blah, and people are gonna go, how could you dare say that? I'm like, well, it's their opinion. They're allowed to have a voice if they want to say something about that. And this applies to a lot of other YouTube channels. So I mean,
well, yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, right? But let's say fucking celebrity. Well, here, let's say Tom Cruise, right, went on Twitter right now and said, at TGV is a pedophile who slept with 3 children. Why haven't the police done anything about him? I mean, you can say it's his opinion, but like, bro, I mean, stuff like that, right?
I mean,
that is damaging to someone's reputation.
There's a difference between just going out and randomly saying it and actually having stuff to back it up what you're saying. I mean, I was looking through a Google document that I view as legitimate evidence and stuff like that. You're just bringing up these points, I believe, to say, oh, anyone can go around saying exactly what you said. And
I mean, they did it. They literally did it to Pro Jared. They literally did that to Pro Jared. There was evidence.
That's them.
There was evidence in the Pro Jared case, that supported Pro Jared being a pedophile.
But are you saying that
there was?
But are you saying that I'm just going out on a whim without no evidence, not looking at anything, and just
no?
I mean, that's kind of your comparisons that you're making. I mean, you said Tom Cruise.
I was just saying, like, if a celebrity comes out and makes a declarative statement about someone, that's absolutely damaging to their reputation. I mean, that's what I was saying. But in terms of like relating this to an actual similar circumstance, Pro Jared, every single day of the week, this would be exactly like Pro Jared. There is evidence to support Pro Jared being a pedophile. Was that evidence real? Yes, it was. Was the context behind the evidence what they were saying? Absolutely not. And Pro Jared, fortunately, had saved all of his chats, but most people don't. I mean, if that guy didn't save the chats, we'd all be sitting here saying Pro Jared was a fucking pedophile in a fucking Sailor Moon outfit. I mean, do you disagree?
No. I mean, I think what I'm just trying to bring up right now is that I'm viewing this from, obviously my own standpoint, and you're viewing it from your own standpoint, and we just don't line up when we come to conclusions with stuff. And the point of the video is it's fine not to come to these conclusions, and that we're going to have different opinions. But just to sit here,
your new video is better than the first video. I just want to clarify that your new video, I didn't take really many issues with that one.
I mean,
like I did with the first one.
I mean, many other people can watch the first video and just get an idea that once I start talking about my opinion and what I think about it, they kind of know the difference between that and then all the other stuff I'm saying in the video. You as in Crow and everyone else over there,
didn't.
You guys didn't get that, but everyone else got that just fine. And that's kind of the purpose of why I'm making my video now, is because if I'm going to continue to talk about this stuff, just know that if we have a difference in opinion when I look more into the Google Doc and it doesn't line up, that doesn't mean we have to be at each other's throats. It's just that this is what I view, and I believe it's...
We don't need to be at each other's throats, but when you say things like, we were the only ones who saw it that way, it's like, I mean, that's obviously not true, because somebody had criticized you in your live stream about it, right?
About what?
Someone criticized you in your live stream about the Louie thing, right? We were just talking about that. Like, I didn't send that person over to start arguing with you, right? Other people felt that way. I got contacted about your video.
I never stated that you sent anyone over, though.
No. I just mean, like, it wasn't just, my channel was the only ones who were completely unable to discern that this was an opinion. That's all I was saying. There were quite a few people.
Again, and I wasn't making my video specifically just about you and Velocity and whoever, but yada, yada, yada. I was just mainly bringing that point up going forward, is that we're going to have differences in opinions. We're going to view this stuff differently. But again, you're just as welcome to sit here and comment or make your own videos on what you think about the situation. And it could be very well different, because we don't know truly everything that went on. None of us were truly there for it. And that's just something something that, you know, you're going to have your mind and your opinion and your intellect to be able to come into play and be like, okay, what do you think about the situation? Can you come to a conclusive thought about this? And my conclusive thought about it was I believe Louie was wrong in the part that I covered, and I believe Louie did do those things, and that was just my opinion. You guys think differently, and that was the whole point of my video, was like, okay, we can have different opinion, but that's just fine, and it's not really worthy to go in and try to diss someone else's opinion on the matter.
And that's why, and like I said, that's why I'm not really interested in criticizing your most recent video, because you did clarify all this shit, right? Like when I saw the first one, I was like, oh no, you know. The second one, I was like, okay. I mean, he says flat out here, it's his opinion. People disagree.
Crow,
they disagree.
you do understand, though, this is something that I've had continuously on my channel for a long time. I've talked about many times during live streams, and that it's most people that understood it knew that I didn't need to clarify something like that. Did you know that?
I get what you. I get how you and how your audience would see you talking about it, right? But no disrespect to you, I've watched a couple of your videos, but I'm not a long-time fan of your channel or Louie's channel, anyone with Vanos or anything like that, right?
Neither are all the recent people. They've just been here for about a month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
do you think any of them maybe took that the wrong way?
A very small percentage, maybe, similar to how you guys fall into that small percentage as well. But the rest of the people kind of understood. You know, I have plenty of examples of comments down below saying, "I see where you're coming at, Trevor, but this is how I view it." And I have them clear back before I even made the video about Louie, back during the Ohmwrecker stuff. And some people still thought, okay, Ohm's just trying to do this. And I was fine with those comments because those are differences in opinions, and I don't like to silence people or shut anyone up. I think that's unfair, because I just like how they have the option to comment, I have the option to upload a video about it. And so I mean, this argument that I brought up in today's video isn't anything new, and it ain't anything backpedaling. It ain't anything to cover my ass. It's been what my channel has been about the entire time. I just feel like my last video somehow sparked something. I mean, Sen clearly had a problem with it, made an entire video about it, but he was still able to come on and talk to me and ask some questions. So
nice to talk shit. It's fun.
Yeah,
I'll put it like this: the beef I had with Sen versus the beef I had, it doesn't even compare. The shit that went on between me and him, that you're not even in that same ballpark. Yeah.
Zombie Fox brought up a super chat a while ago for $5. Thanks for $5. Did you know Cyan removed the pinned tweet of the Google Doc, but the tweet does still exist? Can you give your view on her doing that? Seems odd. I just feel like she didn't want it pinned to her Twitter at the very top. Crow, do you have an opinion on that?
I mean, that's probably it.
Yeah,
I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't tell you anything that's going on in those girls' head, and even if they say anything, I mean, I showed you that one message, right, where they're telling Ohmwrecker, or was it Cyan or one of the other ones, was instructing Ohmwrecker to go out and lie to people. I was like, I wouldn't trust anything they say. If they remove a pinned tweet, they remove the pinned tweet. I do it all the time. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's just a remove of a pinned tweet. I used to have Keemstar blocking me as a pinned tweet, and then I removed it and put Vanos being in my live stream as a pinned tweet right now, and I might remove that sooner rather than later. You know, it all sort of depends. It's probably nothing major, so it is what it is. Is there any other specific questions you wanted to bring up to ask me at all, or did you want me to ask you a question or something?
No. As far as I go, I guess, give me 1 second here. There we go. As far as I go with you and everything, look, I told you the issues I had with the first video. The second video, you clarified most of it. There were some opinions you gave that I disagree with, but nothing like to the point where I think it's really worth doing a response to you.
Right.
Right. I think it's your opinion. It's your opinion. It's your opinion. Right.
Right.
As far as like the Google Doc and the evidence in it, we can go back and forth and we can argue about it. But if we're clarifying everything, you gave your opinion on it. I gave my opinion on it. The reason why I feel so strongly about it is because I've been on both sides of it. I've had my family members victimized. I've had my friends be accused. Right. I've sat through both those situations. It's not fun for anyone involved. It's not good for anyone involved. So I guess when I look at YouTube now versus, when I used to just watch random YouTube videos, drama back then used to be, fucking Rice Gum slapped Gabby Hanna's phone away because he's a pussy and he can't sell things with words, right? And that's old school drama. Now drama is, this guy's a groomer. Like you realize
things
like
have
that.
gotten a lot more complicated when it comes to
Oh,
commentary
yeah.
videos nowadays. So I think that's where you're gonna have different different drama, different beef between channels and stuff like that. And I've had my fair share of beef between commentary channels before, but I've had also some good moments with other commentary channels where I might disagree with them or whatever. I mean, Briz, Sensitive Society, Diesel Patches, I mean, we were all kind of close to each other back during the mini lad stuff. I mean, we were a lot more engaging and talking to each other at the time. And, you know, we still keep in contact from time to time to this day. So, I mean, it just is what it is. I wasn't expecting to start a full-on beef with you at any given point. It's just, like I stated before with the whole Sen thing, is that I did find really great value in your channel, especially just watching it as a viewer point, from my point of view as a viewer, and having that opportunity to come onto your live stream and be able to chat with you was nice. But then after seeing that your video where it seems more of like a slapstick, you know, let's insult TJV's video more than anything else, that's sort of when my response came. And then I joined your live stream later that night, and then everything kind of went from there.
Well, live streams and videos are totally different formats, especially on our channel. So I get why you would see that and go, oh man, these guys are just attacking me, right? And that would obviously put your guard up, and you know, I would say probably upset you a little bit, because we did reach out to you originally, right? But there was no ill will or bad blood or anything being sent towards you. We saw the video. I think it was a slow news day. I mean, it wasn't like Omrecker was saying anything worth talking about. And I just really disagreed with what was in there. But you clarified more in your second video. It's your opinion. It's my opinion. It's whatever. But I don't want there to be like some sort of bad blood shit going on. I go into my Discord server not that often, but I see the stuff people are talking about, right? I'd rather just squash it. But like, even we beefed with other commentary channels before, and we pretty much made friends with most of them at this point.
Right.
Typically, it's just, you know, one thing goes off in the wrong direction, and then everybody's fighting, and then audiences are mad at each other. That kind of shit, right? So I'm in the middle of making the meatloaf.
All right. Well, I'll leave you to that, but it was really good talking to you, Crow, and hopefully everything's good between us from this point on.
Yeah, sure. I mean, and again, dude, if I ever do a video about you, I will not use the same sort of language I normally do, I guess, because I mean, I wouldn't want you thinking that it's just me trying to get under your skin or anything like that.
I mean, I just have a certain level of respect for other commentary channels that are sort of in the same vein of work that I do. I mean, we sort of do the same type of work in a sense. It's just we have different approaches and obviously different beliefs behind whoever makes the videos and stuff like that. I just thought there was a little bit more of a respect there than there was before. So I said, by all means, if Sen wants to continue making crappy videos about me or whatever, and Velocity wants to continue doing crap, I don't care. It's not really worth my time to make videos about it. I'm sure I'll get around to viewing it, but if you want to continue talking about my videos or disagreeing with me and you want to use the same language and insult me, go for it. But that level of respect we had before probably won't be there anymore. But I mean, as long as we're cool, and I'm for sure not going to sit here and just talk crap about you on a whim. And if you're not just randomly doing it on a whim, then I mean, yeah, we're all good. We're all cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah, like I said, I guess for me, I've always looked at, being respectful to people is like, you're willing to be honest with them, right? I've never really, I guess maybe it's because I'm a smaller channel. I never like reached out to people behind the scenes when there's something going on. So I just want to talk about it, right? I didn't see it as such a big deal. Then the shit started going off, and it just turned into a fucking chaos. Right. Holy shit.
I did want to bring up a couple points because a couple people were adding me in the chat about it. People were trying to ask me to ask you about how you would get in contact with Louie. Did you just get hold of him like through Twitter, I assume?
He was. I mean, he was on John's channel. Yeah, you were there. Afterwards, John was like, "Hey, do you want to talk to this guy?" I was like, "Yeah, easy."
Who are you talking about? Anytime when you say John.
Oh, Toy Bounty Hunters.
Toy Bounty Hunters, gotcha.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming he probably got a hold of him through Twitter or something like that, more likely.
I think Louie just randomly showed up. I mean, he randomly showed up in one of my videos. No, actually, let me take that back. Fucking Louie put on fucking Instagram a link to my video, didn't say anything in it, and I got I don't know how many people joining, wanting to know where the hell Louie was, and it was just a fucking mess.
Right. I mean, I've seen on his community tab on his channel before. He's, posted your videos before, but
probably.
But
I mean, look, anyone who gets accused, like he's been accused of, I mean, I'm just going to point out the issues with the evidence, and at the end of the day, unless you prove he's guilty of something, I'm not going to sit there and fucking call him a pedophile and shit.
Right.
That's just that. I mean, that's just how I feel about it. I'm sure he appreciates that because, I mean, whether he is innocent or guilty, I'm sure he would appreciate that. Even the worst people deserve some sort of defense. I mean, fuck. I mean, there's a reason why they put Epstein on trial, even though they kind of did that whole suicide thing.
Right.
It was. I won't bring that up.
Yeah, you're all good, man. No worries. But yeah, great chatting to you, though.
All right. Yeah. Hey, anytime, buddy. But thank you for having me on and everything. Glad we got this settled. And if you're just doing like Vanoss Screw stuff, which I mean, I think that's mostly what. Am I wrong to say that's really what your channel is?
I mean,
I don't want to. Well, I know you're a big fan of them and everything. So
I don't watch their videos religiously or anything like that. I mean, I used to when I was a lot younger and stuff like that. It's just that's what's sort of getting the views right now. So if I want to upload something Vanoss Crew related, I will for the views. But I'm also trying out other things at the same time. So again, I don't really truly classify myself as a commentary channel, but it's easier just to tell people, hey, I'm a commentary channel, and other people have already decided to rank me as a commentary channel, and they put me amongst like Optimists and all these other commentary channels. So I mean, it all sort of depends if it's a drama. Again, today I just wanted to talk about mainly the Drake Bell pleading guilty type stuff, so I wanted to get into doing some other videos like I wanted to before, but I never got into that before. So
I mean, I honestly, the Drake Bell thing is really interesting for a case. I mean, you've got a girl who's in a different country, who was able to contact the Canadian police, contact the Ohio police, and actually run an investigation on the guy concurrently.
Yeah.
I mean, people.
It's a lot to get into.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing though. Like honestly, I mean, people. When we talk about like not going to the cops and stuff like that, I mean, that girl had everything working against her. You got a celebrity who's got much more powerful and influence. She's in a different country, which already is just a nightmare of a complication. Now that guy's pled guilty. He's got a record. Fucking good.
Right.
Fuck him.
But yeah. Anyways, it was nice talking to you. My Discord's gonna be open if you ever need anything. So.
Yeah, sounds good. Take it easy, buddy.
All right. Yep. Catch you later. Alrighty. So that was it with Crow. That was it. We pretty much, just to sum it up, Sen, who is someone who's been over at Crow of Judgment's live streams before, he also has his own YouTube channel, and he's made a video about me, actually today about it, where he pretty much just insults me and brings up really bad points. We got on, we talked about it, and me and Sen talked about it. Sen got a better viewpoint of me. Again, if you were just to watch my live streams, you see that I normally try to act pretty cool. And then same thing with, I know you guys were talking about what you guys were talking about in chat. I saw the people sitting here saying, TJV's going to look at the chat and randomly going to see court and food chat or whatever. I know what you guys were talking about. But yeah, it was a pretty good thing to be able to sit here and chat to Sen and Crow and just sort of be on good terms, but still disagree. I mean, I still expected some insults and some viewpoints, and especially, if I ever decide to cover them, my opinion is no, I'm not going to ever make content about them. Don't want to really make content about them, but they're more than welcome to continue to make content about me if they want to. And as far as I know, Velocity does not want to chat, so he's sort of the only one left out here if he doesn't want to chat or talk. I mean, my DMs are open, Velocity, if you want to message me and hit me up, but I don't think you will. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah. All right. Having said that, make sure to go follow me over on Twitter and all my social media links down in the description below. Also, my Discord's down there if you guys want to join my Discord and all. Is there anything else you guys wanted to chat about before I end the stream? I think I got a couple of my car buddy friends that want to go hang out tonight. So just wanted to see what you guys wanted to talk about. If I'm able to go skedaddle to that or what? Did you guys want to see what my car looks like? Is that what? Did you guys want to do that? I don't know if anyone wanted to take a look at my car. Yeah, we got to chat about this next stream. Oh, great. It's going to be constant food stuff to just chatting about. What is it? Car time. Hopefully you can do the same with Velocity. I mean, more than likely, no. Velocity seems a little more salty about it, but it is what it is. We'll have to wait and see if he is gonna want to sit here and chat about anything. I doubt it. He didn't seem like he wanted to chat at all, so... license plate question mark. You won't be able to see the license plate because I don't have the license plate for the car yet. I don't have it at all. I have to have that come through the mail right now. So you guys want to see the car? Wait, isn't it red? No, that was my old car. I will bring that up as well. But I'm gonna pull up a good picture of it. I mean, I could very easily just look online for it, but anyways, this is the car right here. It looks exactly like that. A more detailed picture is this right here. That's my parents in my car. My mom and my dad wanted to go basically take a ride in my car because the top comes off right here. It's called a California top. You can see right through the roof. It's just clear, but on the top it's painted black. But yeah, that's exactly what the car looks like. There is no dents, no scratches, no nothing in the car. The hood has a couple of chipping paint, but it's very minor. But that's it. It's a 1985 C4 Corvette, and it's really, really fun. Really fun to drive. This is a picture of it with the top on and stuff like that. Mine's looks more matte black. It ain't as glossy as like this black would be. Yeah, it's a pretty nice car. These are the exact rims I have on it too. Yeah, it's a pretty decent car. There's obviously a lot of different shades and colors for it. Blue is a prominent color for the car, but I got it in black. I don't have those rims though. Yeah, these are the rims I have for it. So yeah, that's the car. I have yet to do like a professional photo with the car. I want to get like a photographer out there and take like a picture with me next to the car. That might seem a little weird to some people, but like that's sort of the thing. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, pretty nice car though. I just replaced the speakers in the car recently with a couple buddies. I would say the weekend after I got it, I replaced the speakers in it. The driver's side speakers, the wiring's all screwed, so only the passenger side speakers work. But since I replaced the speakers with newer speakers, it's still pretty loud. I can turn up the music pretty loud, which is great. I'm going to end up repainting it so it's not so matte black. As you can see, there's still some shine to it, but when you see it in person, it's kind of this matte sprayed on, you know, with a spray paint can black, and it needs to be more glossy. It needs to be done more professional. So I'm going to end up sanding it down and repainting it at some point. But we'll just have to see where I go with that and stuff like that. What else did I want to show? Oh, my old car. Yeah, some people were asking, is it red? No, it's not red. That was my old car that was red. If you guys remember, I showed a couple pictures of it, of my old car. This is what happened. I was involved in an accident. This was my first car, and it was my red Audi. It was a nice little sedan, a nice little car. And yeah, as you can see, the accident wasn't pleasant. It was a pretty bad accident. I was a bit sore, but I never got myself checked out, and I'm fine to this day. I'm pretty sure nothing happened to me, but the girl I was dating at the time, and I had to end up going to the hospital, obviously, and it was what it was. Yeah, and we slid all the way to the curb. I think you can see the tire tracks, like, right down here where we slid. The entire car just had the brakes engage and shit like that, because it was, you know, newer enough where it could stop, and the ditch is right here, and this ditch goes deep, so if we kept going, we would have fallen into the ditch, but we were good. This was my first car. My dad gave it to me when I was 15 or 16, and I've been driving it ever since, and yeah, it kind of sucks. I drove this for almost the first 5 years of my life, and it was pretty sad. I mean, I got a little more emotional over it than I should have, but I guess if you're a car person, it is what it is. Yeah. Zombie Fox, what are you wanting? I don't know what you're talking. What do you want? Yeah, but this was a 2007 Audi A4 2.0T. The T stands for turbo, so it had a turbo in it. It was a nice first car for me. I think too good of a first car for me. It was in really great condition, and then all this happened, and yeah, just sort of went from there. And I guess going forward, I'm going to make sure that whatever car I end up having, especially this new vet, I'm going to treat it very well, and hopefully I don't get in another accident. So I have yet to get in an accident that's caused by me. I've been involved in a couple accidents, but this was the accident that ruined the car completely. And now I got the new vet, the new Corvette, which is nice, which is super weird. I told people, I'm like, is it weird to have a Corvette as my second car? And a lot of people said, yeah, it's weird. But it is what it is. There's some things I just want to ask in private, because there was some things I brought up with an idea why things happen. If you don't mind, just DM me on Discord if I have you on Discord, and go from there. And I'll see if I can get back to you. But yeah, anyways, oh, pretty much TJV after the accident, tis but a scratch. Trevor drives like a teenage white girl. Thanks, Kirk. That means a lot. But yeah, when you have a 5-star in GTA, yep, this happens. Oh man, this was weird. Let me see if I can get another picture of it. Yeah, this was the car when we lifted it up onto the trailer and stuff like that. We ended up dropping it off at my ex's parents' house for a bit before we hauled it. And yeah, it's just that front area, but the entire motor is fucked. It was, yeah, it cost well over $9,000 to be able to fix, and the car's only worth about $5,000 to $6,000. So it was not worth sitting here and trying to, you know, get that all fixed up and stuff. So we decided not to. But yeah, I'm very satisfied with, you know, the car that I got now, the 85 Vet. It's an older car. It's a good way for me to learn more about cars and work on them, and just understand, you know, more about what makes a vehicle run and do all the work myself. I mean, it's good. It only had 60,000 miles when I bought it. This thing has barely any miles. It looks just like that. It's in great condition. Nothing's wrong with the body. Nothing's really wrong with the interior besides the speakers. The carpet's a little stained from here and there, but that's just from general use. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna want to be able to work on this. So I'm gonna make this car look as good as I possibly can, and then I will go get another car in a few years, I bet, because I doubt this is gonna be affordable, and this is not good to drive during the winter time. So I have a vehicle I'm gonna be using during the winter time as well. I'll probably end up picking up a truck if I don't want to use like my dad's vehicle or something like that, but it's what I plan on doing. How much is insurance on that guy? I have yet to find out. I have yet to find out on when I'm getting the insurance. I'm just driving it very carefully right now to where I need to go. But I have like a certain window beforehand. I'm covered until a certain window, and then I gotta figure out how much insurance is gonna be on there. I'm gonna have to put full coverage onto it, so that's gonna be a lot. How many miles does your car got? This Vet only has around 60,000 miles. An 85 for 60,000 miles, that's pretty good. The Audi had almost 250,000 miles by the time I, you know, got in the accident. I put a lot of mileage on that, so it is. But more than likely, this the insurance is gonna be high. That's just something I'm gonna have to deal with. Either that or get liability. Only liability insurance. So yeah, I will definitely take care of it. Yeah, we'll have to see where it goes. The brakes do need to be replaced on it soon. They're not too terribly bad. but I'm not hearing too much squeaking, but I think the brakes need to be replaced. I need to get a better battery eventually. There's a brand new battery in there, but the battery is just a crappy battery, so I need to replace that. And something cool about the car is that the headlights flip, like they do a rolling flip when they go up. It's pretty cool. I don't know if I can find a video on it. If I can find a video on it, I'll show you guys a video real quick. Vet flipping headlights. Let's see if this is it. That's exactly what the headlights look like. So I'm going to show you this video right here. This is what the headlights look like when the headlights flip. My headlights are a little faster than that. It's not that slow, but they flip just like that. So yeah, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. I like that. Yeah, that's just me. Anyways, I want to be able to sit here and do a quick raid. How about that? How about we raid someone real quick and do a quick raid? So we will do a quick raid. This person who is Yoshi sitting there looking so cute. Yeah, Yoshi is looking cute. Yoshi, do you want to raid someone? Yeah, let's go for it. All right. Yoshi's we're gonna sit here and we're gonna pick someone, and I already actually got someone picked out. We have my friend Chambers right here who is gaming right now. Click on the audio for this, and then I'm gonna share his link
right
into
here,
the
lighting
chat.
up the hallway because we, we got power. Another wall safe. Standard bedroom stuff.
Put his link in the chat.
We got a ladder in the bedroom as well.
And everyone go raid him because he's a great friend. He's a great person to sit here and be able to subscribe to, watch. He's mods my stuff pretty well on my Discord. So go raid him real quick to end the stream. Be nice, raid him. Tell him TJV loves you.
There'd be my timer. My pizza rolls are done. All right. I shall return. I will, I'll do this. Hello. Oh no. Did Trevor stop streaming?
Not yet, buddy.
So Trevor stopped streaming, obviously. Hi guys.
I'm about to.
I love TJV too, and it's okay. Give me 1 second. My timer literally just went off, so I have to go get my pizza rolls before they burn. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
This gives you all enough time to head the hell over there. Fill the chat while he's gone, and then he's just going to come back and look at the chat. Talk about your food and court stuff over on his channel. That would be great. Everyone, get over there. Look in the chat, click the link, get over there. Because I'm going to be ending the stream real soon, okay? And that's the only place you can go to. We got to fill that chat up before he gets his pizza rolls. Oh my god. That's like perfect timing. And make sure to subscribe. This man is going to be working so hard on great content, and his content quality is way higher than mine. And he has barely any subs. So, get over there. Start doing it. Alright, I'm going to wait for Blake to come back, and then I'm going to end the stream. So, make sure to go over there. The link's still over there. Is he coming back? Do I hear him? Take a picture of my Yoshi real quick. Send it to my friend.
You guys are making me rush and shit to get back here. Alrighty, there we go. How we doing, everybody? I just got back. I'm literally, like I said, hold on. I gotta Like I said,
Whoa.
I got pizza rolls. And I was about to I was about to forget to turn off the stove. Literally about to forget to turn off the stove.
Yeah, he was rushing back. That's for sure.
Let me make you chicken Alfredo, Kirk. You know what? If you wanna make a trip all the way here just to make me chicken Alfredo, I'll let you do that. Man came prepared.
All right.
Kind are
Make
they?
sure to
I
go
think
over
they're
there.
just
I'm gonna
like the
spam his
regular,
link
like
one
the
more time in the
40
chat.
or whatever. I don't know. I don't really care. Oh, hot! Oh.
Get over there. Get him like up to 50 viewers if possible. Like there's 66 people here. All of y'all should just get over there. Get him up to 50. He's at 20 viewers right now. You see this? 20 viewers. Get him up to 50.
I'm gonna let those cool down. Holy shit.
Hashtag Blake to 50 viewers. Let's go.
Move a couple things off my desk.
And then if you like his content, make sure to subscribe. Hit the like button right here.
Stream, guys?
You just asked how my stream was.
I was unable to hop in there because we literally started streaming at the same time.
Oh shit, we
like
did?
The second he messaged me that he was about to go stream, I was starting up my stream.
Oh fuck, I didn't know.
Do I like pastries? You know what? To be honest with you, I've never had like a full-on pastry.
But I just
Like
subbed to him.
like
Thank
a
you so
real
much,
pastry,
boy, for
like
subscribing
somebody
to
would
him.
consider a pastry. I like heated up Pop-Tarts if that counts.
All right. I'm gonna end the stream though.
Do the Balake smile. There you go. How about that?
All right, I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you guys so much for joining. Great vibes, good vibes today, surprisingly. But I'm gonna be doing more live streams for sure. Watch out for my video that I'm gonna be uploading probably Thursday. Tonight I'm gonna watch Loki, so make sure to go follow me on Twitter. Link will be down in the description below. I will be talking about the Loki finale right after I watch it, so watch out for spoilers. And thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys all next time. Bye.